「 Hello, everyone, and welcome to Swim or 619. My name is Chad, joined today by the one, the only, Jared Johnson. How are you doing?
I'm doing just great. How you doing, chat?
I'm doing just fine. Fair warning, we might be discussing spoilers about the direct here on the stream, so if you haven't seen that yet, you might want to uh, look away for a minute. But I don't think we have time to do that right now because I believe we're going to be coming straight into our first match, Azure versus Revenant. Have you heard of these two teams before?
Hang on one sec. I'm dealing with some technical difficulties on my end.
Technical difficulties are always a wonderful thing. Not really. But we roll with them because that's what we do. So I personally know a few people in Azure. Very nice people. Don't run unnecessarily conventional comp. For Revenant, I know used to go by a different name. I cannot for the life of me remember what that name is off the top of my head.
Yeah, I've seen them around a little bit. I don't remember what they used to go by though, so.
Honestly, maybe that's
right.
it. Right now, we are hopping straight in.
Yep, nothing too out of the ordinary here. Just basic double armor such. Okay. Let's see what we end up with here.
I see a blob. I like seeing blobs, especially here. There's such a good weapon on this map, but it's not one that people really pick.
Yep, Blob. I like the Soda Slosher pick for this map too. Burst Bomb Rush, kind of very good for this map. So, let's take him where we can get him.
Yeah, we can see already Azure has gotten in the zone down almost 78 points. They've gotten a few down on the side of Revenant. They're going to push up really hard and see if they can get into the enemy spawn point a little bit. Peak is putting in some great work right there with that buff to try and keep people off that jump area.
Yep, that Suction Bomb Rush being pretty good at helping keep them out here, so it's a pretty good thing to throw out there, help keep them out. Oh my god.
38 seconds remaining. Revenant does not have any chance to get turned. The Booyah Bomb might do something here. It is going to temporarily all the zone. He's just going to try and recap, but they're not able to do it because two things go down to that Booyah Bomb.
Yep. Oh, that was very, very good take. They're just about to pull out the suction bomb launcher, so that kill was pretty important to help keep him out. Looks like they're doing a pretty good job holding zone, keeping. Oh, never mind. All right.
Commentators curse. Flash and ends up going to try their best to stay alive. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything about it though.
I'm still having some technical difficulties in the back here, so sorry about that, chat.
And we do apologize. There's a slight technical difficulty here. Ends up still alive so far. We are just doing our best to fix these technical issues, so hopefully you guys are still enjoying the match. Peak is going to want that bomb rush again to try and keep the zone capped in their favor.
Okay, we should be good. Sorry about that, chat. We should be good to get back into it here. Doesn't look like I missed a whole lot, though, so we're alright.
And it doesn't look like we have Azure, of course, still in the lead. Timer is down. And we should be seeing a knockout soon, unless...
Oh, Booyah Bomb. Unless this Booyah Bomb can take it. Oh! Alright, that could be huge right here. Oh, alright. They could potentially bring it back off this if they're good enough and are able to keep him out, so...
Two did go down. Oh, what unfortunate there. Great pick by the Splash. I think that is toast, so that's going to keep the numbers relatively even.
Yeah.
Apologies, we are having a lot of
audio
right now.
Yeah, my I'm having some pretty big technical difficulties right now with my computer. I'm gonna go ahead and restart real quick. I will be back in a minute.
So it is just me then for now. Ken's doing a great job there with that carbon roller. That is Omega, who used to be on the unfortunately now dead Ascension / In Control Splatoon. He's going to hang out over on the right hand side there, launch that carbon, and the bomb rush is going to help keep people out and force them off the left hand side. And he's going to keep on pushing up into the spawn there, which is a very powerful quarter carbon roller speed. He has a very quick kill time, but he's going to fall back a little bit. With that Booyah Bomb, he's going to help keep his own caps, and that will be the first game to Azure. So one has been done for Azure, but we still have 2 more matches here. We'll go next to Clam very basic map, if that makes sense. So it has a decent amount of area. You can see it on the left hand side for the people to get to the clan blast. And we have Jardunian back. It is great to have you back.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
So Azure has one. Revenant really needs to make something happen here. Do you have any idea what to do?
Clam on Reef is gonna be interesting. Okay, yeah. Clam on Reef is gonna be interesting. I'm not quite sure what they're gonna be able to do here. I was busy last round doing technical difficulties, so I didn't really get to see what their comp was. So I'm not quite sure what they're gonna do here, but it'll be a fun match for sure.
I was thinking if Mocha is going to do the carbon. He does now. It's just fun seeing him play that. Other than that, I would say possibly we might see a Dynamo. I'm not sure if Raze is playing with them. I don't think he is.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be a good pick for this. Alright, hopping into it here. What do we got? Blob, Carbon. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, ooh. Alright, we got the Nautilus. That's the most interesting thing here to me. Nautilus, Carbon, anything else here? Nothing particularly incredibly interesting in terms of picks-wise, but I could see how this could be interesting with the Nautilus, the Blob.
Yeah, we also see on the side of Revenant Kent's dualies, which is something that I haven't seen a lot lately. Oh, unfortunate there, Nautilus going down to Omega. I think he got a 2-for-1 there. Yeah, so the numbers right now in favor of Azure. And Omega's got a ball. Looks like he might be tossing that back to one of his teammates. Probably the Blobber, if I had to take a guess.
Yep, looks like it. We're gonna see a push here, potential. Oh. Ooh, what was that? Nasty splat bomb pick there from the junior.
A beautiful splat bomb pick, more like it.
Yeah.
And then Pro takes down another, so 2 down on the side of Azure. This is the chance for Revenant to get a really strong push going, but I don't think they have the clams for it. Honich used his ballers there. They're possibly a little bit early. They haven't built a clam yet, and now everybody is over there. Azure goes to right as the basket comes open. Oh, but that's beautiful.
Junior with the double
bomb.
All right. Can they still push in and get some more clams in that basket? I'm not quite sure, but I can see. Oh. Ooh.
Beautiful bomb pick. Really extended that push there, but 2 do go down on the side of Revenant again and comes in and takes people out. He's going to get a 3rd there, so 3 down now. It's probably going to be a delayed wipe, and as I say that, the Pro does go down, so delayed wipe in the favor of Azure. Then going to bring out that bomb rush, try and get some paint on the map because he desperately needs the paint with that at bottom.
Yeah. They got their super clam on the ready from their pity clam, I should say, and it looks like they're going to try and do a push. Which Carbon just around Sharkin as they do. Oh. Trade though, alright.
Trade, but not what they want here. You really don't want trades when you're not in the leading clan blitz, especially since pushes usually end in a 3-down or 4-down situation.
Yeah. So breaking out the jet. Probably going to see a few picks here with this. Might give them their window to push up in there and push up in and oh. Alright, they got a double. Oh, looks like we had a DC.
I don't think we did, actually. Yeah,
no,
there is no DC. We missolved. Just somebody that's dead. Azure finally gets that basket open as Sen takes out 2. He's going to try and go for a third one, but he needs to get it clamped into that basket, but otherwise this push is going to end, and it does, which is not a good thing. That is just a free pity, essentially, for Revenant, which I'm sure they will happily take.
Yeah. Looks like we got our junior here pushing along the side. Potentially going to go for a push here. Looks like they're going to fall back, but the blob's starting to be pretty oppressive. Throwing a lot of ink out there. Both teams got a clam, super clam right now. This could be interesting.
Yeah, but numbers favor Azure. Numbers really favor Azure now of that.
Yeah, numbers really favor Azure after that.
And we have a full life on the field. Toast is going to build a ball as soon as possible so they can get in and get a push going.
Yep. Looks like it. Hang on, what's this?
Not able to do it in time before everybody respawns, though. Pika's going to toss some clams up and then move around towards the car area to see if they can maybe get some picks. But somebody comes up behind them. Oh, Honedge with a great pick on her.
Ooh. Ooh, the Carbon coming in clean, getting several picks, stopping the push. Or continuing to push, I should say, sorry. Oh, bomb pick from the junior, okay.
I'm just getting some great bomb picks with that junior. But the push from Azure is not over yet. They just keep coming, and we see another 2 down on the side of Revenant. 2 down now on the side of Azure as Revenant instead person is respawning. The push is still going, though. They have not successfully gotten the clam basket closed. Of course, now it is, so another pity for Revenant.
Yep. That was pretty good push there for Azure,
A very good push.
Yeah, very, very good push. Oh, and another at that, potentially.
Yeah, one of the things you really see with the top teams like this is that the best ones always are very, very aggressive in clam blitz. Most other teams are going to hang out a little bit back, and they give the opponent time to recover and get back into mid. Azure didn't do that there. Azure got another quick push off, and even though it didn't get any more points on the board, it did lessen that penalty, which if the game was going on for longer, that would be a really big help for them. Money unfortunately going down there to Pika with the blob. Overtime has come into play. We have roughly 15 seconds left in this game. Can Revenant make something happen?
With the double coming off of the blob, I'm going to guess probably not, and looks like this is about to be the game right here.
And get the pro
that is it.
Respawns. So, 2-0, Azure's favor. They will take the set, but we still have one more game to play. And if Revenant can get a win off, that's going to help them a lot down the line when we're talking about looking at bracket seedings.
Yep. Overall, 24 kills on the Carbon. Overall, good game from both teams. Both were pretty solid performance overall.
Both of them did really, really well, and now we are moving on to tower control, Snapper Canal. I fully expect Omega to stick Carbon on this one.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I would love to see Pika stick with the blob. It's such a funky weapon, you don't really see it that often.
Yeah, it's a unique weapon for sure, but for a lot of these maps, it's honestly very helpful, especially for getting ink coverage down, so yeah, definitely going to probably stick blob here.
Meanwhile, outside of Revenant, I would love to maybe see Honedge pull out a different kind of dually maybe. I don't know if they play anything aside from the vanilla dually and its variants.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know what all they play. I think I could see end parries here. I think Jet could be very helpful on this map potentially, especially on tower.
End parries
besides that,
end parries would be pretty cool. I imagine they'll probably stick with the junior and the pro.
Probably.
We haven't really seen a backline per se from either team, so somebody might flex to C-Jet here. but I don't know if we'll necessarily see a splatter scope or a heavy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we'll see, honestly, but I think this is definitely a map and mode where backline's very useful, so...
It really is. We have an announcement. We accidentally put the wrong map on for Game 3. It's supposed to be Tower Control on Starfish, not Snapper. We shall see Snapper another time.
What's a shame.
I don't know when that other time is, but we shall see it eventually. Round 2, according to the Magic Streamer Man.
Yep.
So, well, I wouldn't change any of the weapon picks that I've said so far. I think that they'll stick with the carbon. I think we'll see the blob. I would love to see an Antares. I think we'll maybe see a Sea Jet.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Not a whole different slew of weapons I would expect here, so... Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Imagine the teams are probably pretty close to finishing up picking up their weapons, so we should be loading in rather quickly.
Hopefully, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about.
Going in right now, according to the Magic Streamer Man. So here we go, Tower Control, Starfish, main stage. And we do see the blob, but we see Omega has swapped to the Flingza, and on the side of Revenant, we see our first real backline, the Splat Charger.
Yes, that is honestly a very good pick for that map. That tower over on each side is pretty good for Splat Chargers. Ooh, especially on tower.
Honedge has not gone with the Antares, sadly. He has gone with the Hero Dualies, which, again, weapon we do not see. The Splash already down on the side of Azure. I believe that is Toast, but Blossom goes down pretty quickly as well. 2 down on the side of Azure is not a situation that they are very familiar with this set.
Yeah. Decide to take tower. This could be decent push theoretically.
It probably will. If Revenant can get onto that snipe area and keep the others off of that team, they will clear the first checkpoint easily.
Oh, yeah.
Azure only has missiles. They do not have Ray. They do not have any real traditional tower clearing weapon like a Booyah. Zito's pops down. Hound takes out Blossom. I'm going to go into mid to see if he can get another one. He has to retreat a little bit. For the 2v1.
Yes, alright. Clean pick there, pulling out the jet, trying to take out the sniper to allow his team to actually push up and stop being held back to where they're at there. Didn't quite get the kill, but at least managed to push him off, which is good.
Pretty good. The charge did jump out from what it looks like. He'll probably be somewhere back in mid at this point. You can see the little laser poking out. Oh, Toast pushing up way too far, though, and he gets taken out by 2. Looks like a combination of the Pro and the Octo shot.
Ooh, alright. 2 down on the side of Revenant. Oh, alright. Sniper's back out here, potentially stopping any push they could have made, assuming they can't take him out here rather quickly.
Yeah, 2 unfortunately down on the side of Azure. Again, Mudcup wants an armor to try and stay alive as Omega goes down, so he is the last one. He is going to have to back up, and he back up quickly. He does. Honed is chasing after him, and then Sniper's still on tower.
Missiles coming out, that's good. Force him off the top there. Now...
Oh, with 2 down on the side of Revenant now. This is Azure's chance to make something happen. They do not need a big opening. As long as they have a little one, they will get it. And Peekaboo, really, really weak. It can easily go down here.
Yes.
Just under 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, just over halfway done, and Azure is finally on the move. Pika unfortunately going down to the Pro. Somebody takes out the Dualies. The Pro is going to use the Booyah Bomb to try and clear tower along with the Ray. And he manages to get the Junior with that, which is a very, very good pick. A double for him as Omega takes out another one, but he goes down to the dually, so that push is dead in the water for Azure as Blossom makes her way into mid. It's really surprising, really. You would think that based off of how dominating Azure was the first two games, that they would be in control of this match as well, but they really aren't.
Yeah,
Revenant is not putting up the pressure.
Yeah, Revenant is doing a really good job of keeping them out, and I think it might just been a mixture of, you know, first game jitters and you know, now they got like a better team comp, I feel like, for this mode and map. So overall, yeah.
Now, having the charger definitely helps. It does outrange everything on Azure's team, and range is definitely a big help. 2 down on the side of Azure as the Inkjet comes out. Unfortunately, gets taken down. Blossom gets the last of her Inkjet, so that is a delayed wipe. Revenant going to be pushing up really, really hard here so they can try and take that snipe, possibly get up into the top left. Missiles do come out. None on Mudkip, but
they're still getting a pretty clean push here. Very, very little resistance, it feels like. Oh, there we are. Tower's finally getting pushed back, coming in with the... Oh, there we go. Coming in with the double from Mudkip here.
And only 30 seconds remaining, though, roughly. They have a lot of ground to make up. They need to get through the first checkpoint and tap the second one. And also to remember, Revenant has a Ray. And they'll be pretty close to a Booyah soon. Either one of them could clear that tower.
It's going to take a lot for him to push all the way in, though. Now we're in overtime. All it takes is one person off this tower. Oh.
And we did see the Ray come out, but 2 are down on the side of Revenant. Oh, but 3 go down on the side of Azure. Then the only one alive. He manages to get that last kill, and they
right in the last second.
That was a real nail biter.
Yeah, that was a really tense game, clutching it out in the last second. Good job of Zerk, taking 3-0 over Revenant. Close games, close games.
Definitely not what I was expecting.
Neither was I.
We saw all that happen.
Yes, You're good, sorry. Oh, yeah, I was fully expecting Revenant to manage to clutch it out last game there, and especially as we got towards the end, I saw that they were doing it, and then just at the last second, Azure managed to push it out right at the very end. So it was a really tense game, really tense set overall, though. So good job, teams.
We are going to move into round 2, Mocha vs the Thieves. But first off, we want to let people know that there is a tournament that is coming up soon. That is the Splatoon Amateur Circuit's All-Star Game. This is a draft invitational tournament from the Splatoon Amateur Circuit that will showcase some of the skills of the growing mid-level scene. Each of the top 32 teams from SAC's tournaments will have a few of their members competing for the first place art prize. During the stream, there will also be art raffles for live viewers, so you don't want to miss it. You can find SAC at twitch.tv/SplatoonAC. I am copying that and putting it in the chat for you all now. Highly recommend go watch them, give them a follow. They put on some great tournaments, and we at IPL definitely like what they're doing. We are going to take a short break, but we will be back with round 2 in a moment, so don't go away. You are watching SOS. Welcome back, everyone, to Swim or Sink 19. I'm Sheds, joined by Jardonian, and we are bringing to you live Mocha vs. the Thieves. So, do you know any people on this team?
I do not know any people on either of the teams, no.
So I know a few of them. Miner used to be on a team called Ragnarok, way back in the day. We are talking long time at this point. Rest in peace, Ragnarok. Forever missed. And then on the side of Mocha, Yuma and Shachi both used to be on a team called Subpolar together, along with everybody's favorite meme and Vanilla Ink Brush himself, Mr. Kraken Mare. Yeah, we are going to kick things off here on Rainmaker Anchovy Games.
This is going to be very interesting. Rainmaker on Anchovy is notoriously an interesting map due to, well, first off, Anchovy, but mostly it can be incredibly easy to get very quick pushes on Anchovy due to how close the podium is to where the Rainmaker spawns if you do it right.
Yeah, Yuma's probably going to play a tent, which is going to be awesome to see, and that tent also provides more cover for the Rainmaker to use when they're going down the ramps. I would love to see Shachi play an L3. I know he's been monkeying around with other weapons like Splash-O-Matic lately, but I would love to see him play L3.
Yeah, alright, here we are, hopping into our first game. What do we got? Soda CDS. What else here?
We had the Battle of the Hero Splatling. Squiddo versus Newt Umbre is going to be on that Ninja Squid stealth jump. Tri-Slosher Yuma, of course, on the tent. And Shachi already down, unfortunately, on the Splash-O-Matic. I believe that is the Neo, so that will be Bomb Rush and Burst Bomb. Meanwhile, on the side of the Thieves, we have Junior, Hero Splatling, the Soda Slosher, everybody's favorite brightly colored bucket, and CDS.
Ooh. Yes, we had a pretty nasty trade right there. Oh, clean pick right there from Soda. Rainmaker starting to get a little bit of ink on it. Stop that push a little bit. Splat Bomb easily pushes that Soda back out. And Ray coming out. Trying to push that
Great
Soda, really get
there.
him out of there.
A great bomb there from Miner takes out Yuma. Must have caught him just on the tent shield. Shachi down on as well now, so it's effectively a 2v3 until Yuma gets back onto the plat, which he is now. Miner's going to try and come up behind him, but Yuma manages to get him. 2 down on the side of the Thieves. Mocha does have the advantage currently. Yuma forces another to jump out with that hammer. That's an effective 3 down for them. And he's going to paint up that wall. He's going to go up first. That is a smart move. The tent will provide him some shelter.
Allows for a nice clean push. Gets a trade there. Rainmaker coming out and getting rid of that. Oh, we got a Ray trade potentially. Close one. Newt barely manages to get the win with that Ray though.
Squiddo just ran out a little bit too soon. See TJ pushing up, trying to take on Yuma with those CDS. He's going to use bombs. Not going to really do a lot. Somebody is there to help Yuma. It looks like it might be Shachi. And it is. He's going to try and take him on. The armor does come out to try and help the Thieves keep mid. But the hammer is out as well. Oh, but he gets taken out. Unfortunate there.
Yep, we got a double, potentially a triple. Ooh, barely taken out by that try right there. That's going to be pretty big. Those CDS were up there keeping him back. Now we got Soda v try. This can potentially be interesting.
Umbre manages to get that pick, though.
Yeah.
Still a very stalemated game as we are just past the halfway point here. Neither team has really made a large, safe push. The CDS, though, going down to Umbre, who has been sharking by that drop very patiently, and the Ray is out. Is now 3 down on the side of the seats. Umbre is going to grab that Rainmaker, and he's going to move it quickly.
Pushing up in. Ray's coming out, trying to stop that Rainmaker push. This potentially goes... Ooh, taking the lead back right there, just barely. The Ray manages to pick off the Rainmaker, though, at the end of the day.
Yeah, Shachi's going to grab that Rainmaker, try and get some more points, and he managed to make it all the way to 39. I don't know how he slid past all those bombs and weapons firing at him.
Very impressive push, getting him a sizable amount of points. They're going to try go ahead and take that Rainmaker back. Potentially a reset here from Thieves, but could go the other way as well. We'll have to see and find out here.
They are going to take it, looks like, to the left by the drop. And he does manage to drop it off, so that will make things a little bit easier on the Thieves. They no longer have to worry about some massive cheese getting it to 2 points remaining. Yuma's going to push up really hard here with that hammer. Gets one. He's going to keep on going. See if he can find another one. Oh, he gets taken out. Unfortunate.
Tries to push up to that Rainmaker pudding. Is taken out by the CDS, who appears to be a pretty menacing foe. Ooh, never mind. It appears as if they met there under the Nova. Nova? I've never said that word out loud. I just now realized this.
Nouveau,
yeah.
Umbre managing to get a great pick there. 2 down on the side of the Thieves. Umbre is going to push it up, possibly going for the knockout here, but the bomb placement, bomb and soda gets 2. That will really put a damper on this push, even though Newt is in the back there. He's probably going to have to drop, and the Thieves do manually reset it. So back to mid it goes. Newton gets taken down by one of Miner's teammates. So 3v4 on the field currently. Umbre pushing up pretty hard though.
Ooh. Clean pick. You got that burst bomb rush ready. I think we potentially see that come out here in a minute to stop any attempted push they may have here right at the end. Potentially help push back in here in just a sec. There it is coming out. Hopefully get a few picks off. There's one. Oh.
One, not bad.
The splat bomb.
That's a 2 down on the side of the Thieves as the Stingray comes out. The Stingray comes out from the Thieves as well. Newt not managing to find a Rainmaker with that, and actually gets taken out by that. Widow. So that is a crucial pick there. It's going to take him a while to get that Stingray back up again. So they're going to have to really rely on the other specials to push in and get that Rainmaker.
Gonna have to be a pretty close push. They got right up there at that podium, so they're gonna have to push really aggressively here if they think they're gonna get it.
Oh, here comes the
coming out. Oh, and that's gonna be the game.
2. Great double there from Yuma to close out game 1. But all around, though, a lot of high kill counts on the sides of the Thieves. They just really couldn't get a push going once Roka got that insane lead. And then them putting that second push together and getting all the way to 7 just really hurt them.
Yep. Coming on next here, we got zones on Mako Mart. Do you have any particular weapon choices you think we could see coming out this round?
E-leader. General rule of thumb with me is unless it's Piranha Pit or sometimes Moray, if it's flat zones, I'm probably going to be running an E-leader.
Fair enough. It is a pretty good weapon for that. I was thinking we could see potentially Heavy Remix coming out here. I could see that being pretty decent for this, because a Booyah Bomb on its own can pretty much take its own, so I could see that if they want to stick on Heavy. But besides that, I don't really have anything in particular I can see switch here.
I can see Miner sticking on the bucket. Yuma will most likely stay on that camo tent. Shachi I could see sticking with the splash. Again, would love to see an L3 from him, though. He is such a great L3 player. I would imagine that the Thieves will stick with having the Junior. They might swap to NZAP just for a little bit more killing power.
Yeah, I could see that. Besides that, I don't really see any other major trades, so...
Yeah, probably not. I mean, CDS is a good weapon here. It's kind of hard for CDS not to be a good weapon in general. Maybe not as meta as it used to be, but between the roll tech and just having a really good kit overall, it's going to be hard to find a better option. Umbre, I don't know if Umbre will stick with the Rain Tri-Slosher. They might go the Armor one, they might go a different bucket. We could be seeing a bucket battle.
Guess we'll find out here in just a second. We're hopping on in against Flat Zones on Mako Mart. Let's see what we're rocking here. It is a switch to that remix from both teams at that.
Other than that, we can see that TJ has swapped to a Ninja Squid K-Shot. Everything else, all the same. Although Shachi now is running a Ninja Squid Splash. I don't believe he was running the Ninja Squid last match.
Yep. Alright, let's see what we got here. Mocha pushing all the way in, getting that. The tent just automatically slaying there. That wall is so good.
Yuma is... Oh, that is not the Camel Tent. That is the Bubble Beacon Tent. But Yuma is still steamrolling with that thing. Unfortunately, goes down to 2 on the right. Missiles do come out from the Thieves to try and help push back in. The bombs are out. One down on the side of the Thieves as we get to past the halfway point on the zone.
Yep, we got not camo tent, sorry, tent pushing up along front there, hopefully being a pretty big wall to stop Thieves from pushing up in there. And missiles coming out, maybe doing something. They finally took the zone, just barely throwing on that penalty point, so that'll be big.
Yeah, 56 penalty points. Nothing to sneeze at. Umbre goes down to, it looks like, a combination between TJ and Junior. But Mocha is already pushing in pretty hard. Yuma's using the bubbles. Shachi is coming in with him. Unfortunately, goes down to that K-Shot, who is charging missiles again. He's going to pop them almost instantly. 2 down on the side of Mocha.
Gotta be careful dodging around those bubbles there. They still got the zone pushing in. I was about to make a joke that I probably can't.
Yes, we do like keeping things family-friendly here.
Yes, that's why I caught myself. Oh, tent picked off there. Booyah Bomb coming out, potentially taking zone. Nope, it's not going to be enough. K-Shot picked off as well there by the try.
Yeah, 1 down. Make that 2 down on the side of the Thieves. 3 down. Delayed wipe. Umbre putting in some real work there. But Mocha needs to really paint up this map. It is still pretty green, especially over by the Thieves line. You want it to be as pink as you can get it if you are Mocha.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's coming back out here again. That tent being up there being incredibly impressive, hoping keep Thieves out here. Bomb potentially, nope.
Bubbles and Bomb Rush are out. The Booyah Bomb comes out from the Thieves. That's going to neutralize the zone. The bucket is going to make things a little bit difficult as well. Umbre not able to stop that cap from happening. They do manage to retake almost instantly, but still packs on some decent penalty points onto Mocha.
Yep, again, what do we got here? Armor's out, so this is a pretty good opportunity. Oh, just like that, armor's gone, never mind. Pretty good opportunity to push. Looks like they got the Booyah Bomb on the ready. They got Burst Bomb Launcher coming out. Ideally, this is when they're going to be able to take it back, but it doesn't look like it'll be enough. Splash is dead, potentially.
Miner forced to jump out. He just wasn't able to take the fight with Umbre on that high ground there. Yuma's going to push up with that tent again. He dies, but it's still the way is the other team. Shachi is halfway to bomb, so he isn't going to be able to counter the missiles or the bombs that are being thrown on the zone right now, allowing the Thieves to retake. That was really smart. They're backing up by all 3 of them, though. So it preserves their special usage. Remix gets a beautiful, beautiful pick on Shachi.
Yeah, Remix up there being very, very oppressive, keeping him out. Potentially got the Booyah on the ready, too, so if things start to go awry. Speaking of which, there it is.
And Booyah comes out from Mocha. The Thieves have not launched it yet, but yeah, I would imagine it's going to happen soon. Oh, and he gets jumped as soon as he drops, but that takes the lead for the Thieves.
Suction Bomb launch coming out, allowing him to pick the zone back up here and potentially get a few more picks. Oh, barely getting killed by the K-Pro there, who's moving. Good on him. Got missiles ready, gets picked off before he can use them.
Now, Umbre really coming in there to get revenge for his teammate. Gets 2, might get a 3rd one here if this shot doesn't back up. He does, so that will save him a little bit. Now, Thieves do have armor, but they are not... They are close to their specials, and they are using them very, very quickly because Mocha is really close to getting that lead. They managed to get that recap, even with the bombs, and they get that lead back from the Thieves.
Looks like Booyah Bomb coming out potentially. Okay, stops the zone. Doesn't end up mattering in the long haul, though, and that is going to be the game.
A real scramble there at the end. And the Thieves just didn't really have a choice. They had to rush for the zone, whereas if it had happened a little bit earlier in the match, maybe they would have had a little bit of time to put together a push.
Yeah, but overall, good game from both teams. Both put out a pretty good performance.
TJ really putting in a lot. lot of work there. He had some really good flanks.
Yep, speaking of which, next is going to be Clan Blitz on Snapper Canal. There it is, chat. Don't yell at us for last time. He's here, so what do you think we're going to see from teams this time?
Honestly, I would not expect them to change a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect a whole lot of change either. These both pretty good teams built as is for Clam, so I see them pretty much sticking the same.
If anyone was going to change here, I would put money on it being either Miner or TJ.
Yeah, I still don't see a lot of change here though, so.
Yeah, missiles can be kind of wonky on this map sometimes, especially in Clan Blitz when you're very spread out around the spawn area. You can't really catch a bunch of people in the missile radius.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see him switching to something with, I don't know, not missiles, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a bad weapon by any means, but I could see him maybe going an extra booyah bomb.
Yeah.
Or if he pockets squeezer, maybe going to bubbles.
Yep. That's roughly what I think we're
pure speculation. The same could really be said of Miner. Burst Bomb Rush, not the greatest thing in the world here. Again, it's a very spread out area around that clam basket. There's a ton of different flanks. So I can see him swapping.
See what we got here. Ballpoint.
Ballpoint, we have not seen one of those in ages. Everyone remembers the glory days of the ballpoint. Some fondly, others not so much. And we see an H3 Rimshachi, so we see a lot of changes here actually.
H3,
double armor for Mocha.
Yeah. Allow a nice easy push up front, potentially pick, or might get picked up by the ballpoint here, depending. Guess we'll see.
No, so we see on side of Mocha, they have changed to an H3 and a Gal Deco, which I'm not sure if that is the Splashdown Gal or if that is the Armor Gal.
I'm pretty sure that's the Splashdown Gal.
Yeah, it has walls, so it's got to be the Splashdown one. TJ's gone back to those custom dually squelchers. We have a Ballpoint Nouveau, Rain and Beacons. And then we also see Miner has stayed on the Burst Bomb Rush Slosher. TJ really pushing up, gets an assist
with a clean
on 3.
double. Oh, that's a full team wipe right there. They're pushing in. That's going to be a pretty substantial push there for Thieves. And Mocha barely managed to bring this back.
Yeah, right now, though, the Thieves aren't in a great position to do a ton of follow-up. Primastar is on the right with the clams. Miner is going to possibly go across that cut area, but he is getting pinned by 3, and yeah, they are going to take him down very quickly. Another one jumps out, so that will be the end of the push, but getting it all the way down to 23, that is not an easy feat in one push.
Yeah, looks like they managed to safely recover, got their basket closed and all that, so potentially there could be a push here, but that remix up there getting a Booyah Bomb on the ready. Or sorry, Ballpoint, not also
So the one thing that is important to note here is that Mocha does have, theoretically, the better comp built for making pushes. They have 2 specials that can directly start a push or force it, those being the Booyah Bomb and the Bubbles. The tent also helps with forcing the push, and they also have double armor, which helps for extending them. You can see that the armor's been launched, the bubbles are coming out. Unfortunately, they pop and they don't get anyone. The Gal comes in, gets, I think, maybe the double off that splashdown.
Pretty clean push up there, getting enough clams. Is going to be enough to get the lead, potentially, if they can keep them back. Just enough time to get a few more clams here.
It is possible. You can see that one person by the basket does have a few clams and is holding on to them. Shachi last
barely managed to get the lead there. Ballpoint managed to pick him off just shy.
Yes, but now things get dangerous because the Thieves have a pity, and they also have, in addition, about 6 extra clams. That is, if I'm doing the math right, almost enough to eliminate their penalty. I think they would need 8 clams to get the penalty taken care of.
Yes, I think that is correct.
I might not be doing the math, though. So 1 down on each side of the field. Yuma is getting sandwiched by 2. Manages to pick off Miner, though, which is a very good reversal of his fortune there. Unfortunately goes down to, it looks like, the junior who was in mid.
There we go. Okay. Yep, so what are we looking at here? Looks like they got 2 super clams on the ready. That could be potentially big if they're able to push in, because that completely alleviates their penalty, in which they could very easily... Oh, the bomb off the shield managing to pick off the kill. That's very impressive right there.
Yeah, but here we see one of the hard problems with the Thieves comp. They do not have a lot of specials to facilitate a push.
Another pick with the bomb off the shield. That's surprising.
Grimstar Jared really trying to make something happen, but just not able to with all of Mocha there. Both power clams will die.
Getting a pretty, seems as if we're gonna have a pretty easy push with that pity, or not pity clam there, with that clam there. Uh-oh.
Even unable to really get in a lot out of those bubbles, though, which is not the greatest thing. He's a 10, so he doesn't get special necessarily the quickest, and there's a good chance that he's not going to survive long enough to make anything happen out of that impromptu push. Goes down to the CDS.
Sadly, just barely getting picked off there, not making a whole lot out of that push, but CDS pushing up, probably going to be pretty obnoxious up front and keeping people stuck in there, not allowing them to really get out of spawn.
Yeah, he is in a decent position for a jump. If they can get a couple people down off the side of Mocha, the Thieves can definitely take the snap back. 1 down on each side of the team. Neither side, 2 down on the side of Mocha, but only about... Make that 3! The Thieves could really make something happen here, but they do only have the 1 power clam, which is a problem. And it is nowhere near the basket. Somebody's got to run and get it really quickly.
There's a clam in the basket, only 18 points left. They have a sizable amount of clams over in the area. Jump in,
jumping with the
throw it in,
and
barely taking the lead. Good job, Thieves, managing to take it back in overtime right at the last few seconds.
An excellent comeback from them indeed. Building that ball at the basket was a risky play, but it really paid off.
Yeah. Overall, great set between the 2 teams. Pretty close games for pretty much every game, and I guess besides that first game, but pretty close games in general, and good performance from both teams.
We are going to see who we are streaming next, but before that, we just want to remind you that we have opened up Swimmer Sync and Testing Ground staff applications. In addition to this, we at IPL are always looking for additions to our production commentary teams. If you're interested in helping out in those areas, fill out the form that I'm going to post in the chat in a moment. If you're interested in more than one area, you can fill it out multiple times. We would love to have you on board. And as always, if you want to donate for a future IPL tournament's prize pool, you can do so with this Streamlabs link. We appreciate everyone who donates. You guys are the ones that make the prize pools really possible. We are going to take a short break, but we will be back with round 3. Don't go away. You are watching SOS. Welcome everyone! Round 3 of Swim or Sink is upon us. We are going to be seeing Tenta's Fan Club vs Stargaze.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Fun match for sure.
Stargaze, kind of popular team among the low ink crowd. They were in high ink. I believe they got third, possibly? Second.
Right.
Got third. They got second. They have a great player on their team named Yeet who plays Bluegas. Not a weapon you see a lot. That would be a treat to watch.
Yes, I love me some good Glugas gameplay, so this is going to be a fun one for sure.
I'm not sure who else is on Tenta Fan Club. Oh, so it's Rhythm, Nova, Norika, and Tenta. I have no clue who Norika is. Nova and Rhythm both used to be on Midnights, which sadly is a dead team now. And then, of course, there's the eponymous Tenta. Meanwhile, besides Stargaze, aside from Yeet, there is Vesta, who I believe was on Technical Machines back before that team went the way of the Dodo. There's JB, Squib, and RDB.
Yeah.
So Rhythm, bucket player, Nova, support player. Tenta, I'm going to be very, very disappointed if Tenta does not play a Tenta, but I don't think we'll see Tenta play a Tentabrella.
Sad. Real shame. You can't name yourself Tenta and not play Tentabrella. Come on now.
To be fair, I think he was named Tenta before the Tentabrella was a thing.
I mean, probably, but like, come on. You gotta commit at that point.
And then Stargaze Vesta is a charger. I don't know what with JB and then RDB play. Eat, of course, Bluegas.
Yep.
I am guessing that if I'm remembering correctly, I want to say RDB plays support weapons, so Junior, Enzap, stuff like that. We are going to start things off with tower control on Sturgeon Shipyard. I like this map. Do you like this map?
I like this map, depending on the day, I guess. It can be a lot of fun, and it can be like really entertaining for matches, but it can also just be awful if you get stuck up at that second checkpoint.
Yeah, I think we are going to be hopping in a minute. So we will see what people are going to be running. I expect a bucket, I expect a charger. It's going to be great.
Yeah, let's see what we're rocking here. Looks like we got, yep, that splatter scope coming out.
Unfortunately, we do not see
no Bluegas. No Tenta, no Bluegas. But
sad roomy hours indeed.
Yes.
But we do see Feeder, who, based on the weapon, I am assuming is Rhythm, manages to get a trade with RDB, who is the support player for Stargaze. The pretty standard comps on both teams. Both teams have a charger, they have an armor weapon, they have a K-shot. Big difference between them. One has K-Pro, one has the bucket.
Yeah, I can see this going either way based off of what we've seen so far. Yep, he's feeding, that's for sure.
2 down on the side of Tenta's Fan Club, as Tenta gets a very nice snipe before having to jump out from that K-shot. Stingray is out, as well as Tenta missiles countering from Stargaze as the K-shot goes down. I don't know what got him, but that will effectively put a stop to Stargaze's push as RDB is being pressed back by Rhythm.
Yep, go ahead and pop in that armor here, throwing out a suction bomb, hoping to maybe get a pick or at least get some people out of the way. Again, that splatter scope on the opposing team's really starting to get in the way for Stargaze here, so they probably should go ahead and try and get rid of it.
Now, armor does come out. This flashdown does successfully land, but it looks like he gets killed right after that armor goes out. Tenta's going to use that Stingray again very, very quickly. And it manages to take out Vesta, so no counter Stingray. Hey, Tenta's Fan Club, of course, going past the first checkpoint. A curious choice here, Tenta is not riding the tower. Normally the backline is one to ride the tower, but Tenta's going to hang out on the enemy snipe instead.
Yeah, that's a very interesting choice, especially with the enemy Splatterscope there still being out there and active. It could have very easily picked him off, but now they got the pick. Clean double right there. 8 points left on the tower. Are they going to hop back on there and push that up all the way, potentially claiming the game here?
Yeah, but right now they're just trying to keep their team coming in. Tenta is going to provide jumps for him if necessary, but Rhythm does have to back up a little bit here. He's going to stick around on the right. Little squid bag just to see if he can get a little bit of anger going. Doesn't really seem to have worked, though. He's going to launch another splashdown that manages to land. I think he is 2 for 2 now. Oh, but he goes down to
the end zap.
RDB is going to be pushing up again, trying to get some paint on the map. Something manages to get the K-Pro. I'm not quite sure what. Looks like probably Rhythm from the looks of it, but he gets one. 3 down on the side of Stargaze as RDB is dancing with the last one over by the sponge. He's going to jump out, manages to make that jump. Meanwhile, on the side of Tenta's fan club, Nova goes down. He was the one riding the tower. Narika also goes down, leaving just Rhythms there in the spawn, and he has no chance with all 4 of them shooting at him.
Yep, looks like they're just kind of falling back a little bit, trying to get a little bit in coverage, get a little control of the map here. Throwing out that suction bomb, trying to push the sniper off the tower ideally. Got that armor ready, looks like it's about. They're going to push up in here, try and get a few picks off so they can push that tower a little further.
Sniper did go down, very, very crucial pick there, but the rest of Tenta's fan club is up and active. And the sniper is now in a really good position on the right. My RDB unfortunately going down to a combination of the sniper and I want to say the junior. Yes, the junior. Oh, 2 guns down on the side of Stargaze. That will effectively stop that push. Well, they're trying their hardest to see if they can extend it a little bit further, or at the very least delay that tower getting back into mid.
Yes. Looks like we got our junior here starting to push up, trying... Oh, never mind. Getting picked off by the Tenta Pro. Looked like, yes. Tenta Pro again getting pushed away by that bucket. Doing a great job keeping him out.
One does jump out. That will probably be the charger. Yeet's going to go top right, see if he can stop the charger from setting up over there. Unfortunately, it has to drop. Not the greatest thing in the world, especially since 2 of his teammates just went down there. I think that might have been a bomb that got them. He's going to have to Stingray to stay alive. Somebody's down in the fight club. Narika goes down to Yeet. But still, 70 seconds left, and Stargaze just is not in a good position to get a push. Tenta is perched up on that left, and that is a very dangerous position for the other team. Oh, but the bomb.
Oh, Tenta gets picked off by that clean bomb from the Tenta Pro. Looks like potentially Stargaze is able to hold the tower, but oh, with 3 dead, that is going to be the game.
Yeah, Stargaze tried their hardest, but they just couldn't stand up to Tenta's fan club. Just overwhelmed them completely with all that aggression.
Yeah, overall pretty clean first game from both teams, but at the end of the day, Tenta's fan club managed to overwhelm them and keep them out, so they managed to take the match.
I would expect to see more of that aggression from Tenta's fan club on Rainmaker.
Yes, especially on Rainmaker, which pretty heavily rewards aggressive pushes. You'll definitely see a lot more of that, trying to push up in there and get a bunch more points, potentially KO, so...
I would love to see one or both the teams ditch the traditional backline and run a bamboozler.
Yeah, yes, oh my gosh. All I'm saying, if at any point we get where both teams have bamboo, I will donate $20 surprise pool.
Okay, I'm gonna go call in a few favors real quick. Let's see, where's
Alright.
Reading PM? I'm joking. Partially.
I'm not, though. I can't this week because broke, but next week I can. I'm not a coward, I'll do it.
So let me just go call in some favors real quick.
Alright.
Wait, heck, I can't find it. But what we can find is quite possibly weapon predictions, aside from the bamboo that everybody wants to see.
I'm not quite sure we'll see the switch here. I don't know if we'll see Splatter Scope stick around for both teams. I could see someone switching to Starfish on Rainmaker. Yeah, I don't think Splatter Scope will stick around. I could see someone switching to Jet could be pretty good for this. Besides that, I don't really have anything in particular I think I'll see.
Rhythm might swap to a different slosher. Or
Yeah,
alternatively, he might swap to Tent. Rhythm does play Tent, so we would have the very curious case of the Tent umbrella being played by not Tenta on Tenta's fan club.
That would be quite odd, I'll give you that.
I might cry because we might get people's names confused with the weapon. Here we go. We see Vesta on the C-Jet. We see N-Parries. Tenta also
on the C-Jet.
And Rhythm, thankfully, staying on that Kensa Sloshine. So
we got Yeet on the N-Parries. That's a fun choice.
Oh,
I love me some N-Parries.
I'm surprised by that. I would have expected him to go to vanilla Glugas. They have the
honestly, I would have too. Oh.
He is definitely known for his Glugas. Oh, somebody on Tenta's fan club, Narika, coming around, whips the flank, manages to get Tenta. Almost dying to that
Stingray. Missiles coming out, potentially. Nope, not a pick there. I was kind of half expecting it for no reason.
Yeah, but Rainmaker does go down. Oh, all things considered, pretty slow start, really, when you think about it. 1 minute in and we're only at 83 points on the board, especially with how aggressive these team comps are. You would expect to see much bigger pushes.
Yeah, Rainmaker reset. Oh, ooh, this is not a very good spot for our K-Pro friend here between the Jet and which has now run out. Potentially we could see a push right about here. Oh, never mind.
And Narika was smart there, backed up, 1 down on each side of the team. Tenta's going to try and find someone with Stingray. He is chasing Yeet really, really hard. I don't know if he's going to be able to find him, though. Yeet is very slippery and is not able to find them at all. Narika is sticking up on that flank. Now, I don't think people know that Narika is up there. Well, now they do, of course, but...
Yeah. Rake coming out, trying to push, but did not really do a whole lot. Oh, the Jet coming out! Booyah bomb! Alright.
Booyah. I don't know how well that's going to work out for him.
That not particularly well, but the Jet barely manages to not get the kill, going for the fall off.
Too there, though, unable to... forcing Narika back, not able to really take advantage of that position. And very, very stalematy, just under 3 minutes remaining. We've only seen 1 attempt at a push. The teams are just really going for a slugfest right now.
Yeah, for how aggressive these teams are, that's very surprising. Ooh, a triple on Stargaze there. This is their opportunity to push in. It looks like they are going to take it.
This is going to be a big one.
Big push right here, potentially.
Past the 20-point mark.
That is a very, very good push for here for Tenta's fan club, and Ray's coming out. Oop.
Riv tried to get a little greedy there, as well as Nova, but not able to really do anything. A full wipe on Stargate, on Tenta's fan club, sorry. And Stargaze is going to pick up that Rainmaker instead of waiting for it to reset. It'll get to mid faster that way, so they might as well.
Yeah, it looks like RDB trying to push up here, get a few picks, or at least be kind of annoying, as Nzaps tend to do, trying to help keep the opposing team out. Ooh, 3 dead. Looks like he's going to sit up there and wait it out, see how this plays out here.
Now, the question is, does Tenta's fan club know that he's there? Because if they don't know that he's there, he could cheese it. Rhythm is guarding that Rainmaker pretty hard, though. It looks like they might know that he's there, at least. And Yeet's the one to grab the Rainmaker there.
Pushing up in, just shy of being able to get that lead right there, and Tenta with a clean pick, just barely stopping them. He's got the Ray on the ready, so if they try and push again, it's not going to go super well for them.
Yeah, 3 down on the side of Stargaze, so that will be the end to that push, but they really got close to that one. They don't need a lot to get it back, to set that, if not put it a little bit further. Or Tenta pulling out the Ray, manages to spot the one on the flank. They're going to be forced to jump out. The other Stingray comes out, so we are not going to see a Stingray duel because Nova Tenta's has run out.
Yep, Tenta go ahead cleaning up the area a little bit, giving their team a clean opportunity to push on in here, potentially trying to farm for that Ray if it's necessary.
And it really can be in a case, although with 3 down on the side of Stargaze, I don't know how necessarily that's going to be. 1 minute remaining, and Stargaze is really fighting hard to stop that Rainmaker from going any further. They do not have a lot of points to give up.
Yep, looks like Tenta out here farming for the Ray's on the ready. They're probably about to pop it here in just a sec, assuming one of their teammates is able to grab it before it resets, so never mind. Looks like they're going to end up holding on to that. Missiles come out, pushing Tenta back.
And that is honestly a smart thing to do. The map is very green. There's not a lot of paint on that map for Tenta to get another Ray if he burns his needlessly. Really, the best thing that Tenta's fan club can do right now is to keep that map green. If they can keep Stargaze from getting in, then they don't even have to worry about using that Ray. Rhythm goes down. Very good pick there by JB. 6 seconds remaining, and they need to get to that Rainmaker. Looks like that JB is not going to get there in time. Somebody else picks it up. Probably the NZAP. Ray comes out.
Oh,
that
Ray
is
comes out.
a G.
Tenta's fan club ends up taking the set too well, but we still have to go ahead and play our third game here, so let's go and see how this plays out.
Still, great work by Stargaze. That could have easily ended in a KO for Tenta's fan club.
Yep. Coming up next here, we got zones on Albacore. Do you have any particular weapons you can see people switching to here?
I would love to see one or both of the snipers pull out an E-Later. Range is the name of the game here, and it does not get much more range than an E-Later.
Yeah, you are correct. I could definitely see an E-Later pick coming out here. Besides that, I don't know. I don't really see anything else here that absolutely needs to be changed, but...
Ribbon might swap to the Soda Slosher. He might.
Yeah, I can see that. First Bomb Rush can be incredibly helpful for helping to take back a zone or push people out, so I could see that.
Yeet. I don't know. Normally I would say I would expect Yeet to swap to one of the Glugas, probably the Kensa or the Deco. But given how he's been avoiding the Glugas in this set, I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, I was leaning into K-Glugas, but the more I think about it, the less it kind of makes sense, so I could see him not doing that either, so...
See, I would lean towards the Deco Glugas because of the walls and how you can position them to provide extra cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Either way, we're about to find out here in just a second when we hop into our match.
I don't think we'll see any other big alterations. Those are the ones that stick out in my mind. I imagine we'll still see 2 juniors. We'll see a K-Pro. Booyah is pretty strong here, especially at clearing out the sides or the upper snipe areas.
Yep, those are all reasonable choices. I see people sticking with what they got for the most part, besides those feelings mentioned, so...
And you're just waiting for the team to finish readying up, and here we go. Flat Zones, Albacore Hotel.
What do we got? 96 gal on both
I
teams.
see an E-Leader, but I also see a double C-Chat team, which... Well, I guess it makes sense. Stingray is good on this map.
Yep, that makes sense. Besides that, we see the Hero Roller coming out, which is an interesting choice, but honestly not super surprising. Speaking of which, there he is right now trying to pick off Yeet here. He's pulling out the Ray, trying to get a few picks off here and force... There's one, they got a double.
Dueling Stingray takes out 3, so that will be E-Cap in favor of Stargaze. Tenta's fan club, their comp really is depending on the E-Leader to provide that paint. Gal, not the best painter in the world. This one does have a sprinkler, so it helps. But you have a custom range blaster and a hero roller, neither of which really paints a lot. They're really depending on that E-Leader to get the paint so the other weapons can get in and get the picks. Narika is going to go for a quick flank. Bubbles are out, so that is the range blaster with bubbles. But Stingray out from, I believe that is Yeet.
Yeah.
Does manage to get that cap.
Yeah, just barely manages to get the cap. Narika's still sitting there ready to get a pick too, potentially, as they push up. Likely see a splashdown come out here. Yep, that's just about what I thought. Doesn't manage to get a pick, but also doesn't get canceled, which is an impressive feat in and of itself.
Yeah, really
managing
good
to take the lead
over
there
on that bridge. fan club does manage to take the lead, no small part to that stalemate on the right. Bomb Rush is out from the splash. That will definitely neutralize the zone if not camped. Stingray is out as well. Nova's in a lot of trouble over here. He's going to have to use that Ink Armor to stay alive.
Yep, Nova pops the armor, manages to live, throws out the sprinkler on the zone, hoping to maybe at least neutralize it. Fortunately, does not go to plan.
You can see this thing right now out targeting Tenta, which is a very important target. He does have Respawn Punisher on that E-Leader. Anybody who dies to that, that's going to be an increased respawn time, if I'm remembering what it does correctly.
Yes, I believe that is what it does. Throwing out the bubbles, ideally, being a pretty useful wall there. We're gonna ahead and try and push in, gets a pick, and gets picked off there by Yeet.
Rhythm on the Range Blaster. Never thought I would see the day. You can see Noriko's really pushed up on the right. We can see the other two who aren't in the middle of respawning are pushed up on the left. Nines are in the zone. This is going to be very difficult for Stargaze to retake, but as I say that, two briefly down on the side of Tenta's fan club, and Tenta is not in a great position. He's not able to stop that zone cap.
Yep, Double Ray pushes Tenta out, and then he proceeds to just kind of fall back, hopefully not die, which he did pretty successfully. And now they're just trying to push back in, get a little bit of paint out there, and ideally take the zone back, but we'll see how it goes.
Now, two down on the side of Tenta's fan club. JB is trying his best to keep Tenta away, but they don't see Noriko coming from behind. He manages to cap the zone. They can get a double, a kill into a trade with that Ashomatic, as zone is solidly in Tenta's fan club's favor now, and 3 went down on the side of Stargaze, so it will take them a while to get back in. We do see almost to the double ray. Unfortunately, one of the siege jets goes down, so no double ray for you right now.
Yep, throwing out the ray here, though, trying to get a few picks off, allowing them to get back in there and take the zone. Manages to get one before the ray runs out. They're going to push back in, take the zone there. Ideally, they take out the Grim Range, or not the Grim Range, the range.
That was really close there. He almost fell off. I thought for sure he was going to fall off there.
I did too, but, you know, he didn't, so good job.
It is a really big slugfest right now. Those double rays are really making things hard. The splashdown jump comes in. That will cap the zone in the favor of Tenta's fan club. The ray is out. That will find the roller. 2 down on the side of the fan club as more bomb rushes come out.
Stargaze holding the zone here, trying to just kind of be oppressive and hold it for just long enough so they're able to take it back here in the last little bit. And it's not going to be enough. They have the zone taken back from him by Tenta.
Yeah, Vesta just couldn't hold that zone by herself. And see two people really dropping down on that roller, trying to chase him back. They have learned by now that they do not want Noriko to be in those sharking positions, because that has really what doomed the rest of the pushes. Tenta going down to a good burst bomb combination there from Vesta. That is a huge pick. That's all the paint that Stargaze needed to take out. The bubbles come out. Rhythm is down. A triple. The double Stingray has emerged triumphant.
Take the lead back right in the last few seconds. It was an incredibly close game. Stargaze managed to come out on top.
Good job to both teams. 2-1 in favor of Tenta's fan club, but that one win will definitely help Stargaze when it comes to being seeded in the brackets.
Yeah. Overall, good games from both teams. Pretty enjoyable set to watch overall. And we're going to hop on into our next one here in just a minute. Hopefully.
I believe that is all of the group stage done. So with that, that means that our time here is up, Jarjonian.
Alright, it was lovely. Thanks for having me, chat, and everyone here. Enjoy the rest of your guys' night.
Yeah, we'll be right back after this short break to swap out Commentators teams, so stick around. SOS is not going anywhere.
And a pleasant good evening to all of you, coming to you live from the underground layers of the Inkling Performance Laboratory. Stu, the announcer, rocking out with you here on twitch.tv/IPL Splatoon, your home for this, the 19th edition of Swim or Sink, the premier weekly tournament for Splatoon. Obviously, a whole bunch of talent coming through every single week. Certainly familiar names like Azure rocking out in this bracket, going to be taking on Mocha in this semifinal round match in the Great White bracket. And joining me on commentary is, of course, the lovely J1 Aldi. Good to have you on here. Best of five set, starting out with Clamblitz on Inkblot Art Academy. Definitely a chaotic way to start things off, but again, a map and mode that always prioritize team coordination.
This is my favorite map and mode combination. To be fair, so? Yes, I love it.
Well, shoot, there we go, and that's going to be your there's your lineup right there. You saw that on your screen, and interesting stuff to start things out. Azure favoring the Bloblobber in the back line. We're going to see how Mudcup mans the front. Obviously, the Blob going to be there to supplement them, as well as the other frontline assault that they have, all the other frontline assault options that they have, That roller is certainly going to come into play in more ways than one, as well as that Splash-O-Matic. Certainly, Azure, you would think wisely prioritizing Inkling ability, but then again, there's not a whole lot you can do when you're faced up face-to-face with a Tentabrella, and certainly with heavy splatling like that, that's why you got to get in from the sides as the nozzle nose goes down. 42 on this. 42 on this map. Trying to get things going here. Yuma is going to deploy the bubbles. Then the armor runs out. Not a whole lot you can do in the face of a carbon roller in that situation. Sure, it takes a little bit longer to kill, but they're still trying to make it happen. As Send leads the assault up front, trying to get more clams on the board. And, they could not get it in time. All it winds up doing is giving them a pity clam. But Mocha still has a ways to go if they want to push back out and get control of mid.
Yeah, for sure. 80 points remaining isn't really a big push, but it's a good way to say, hey, we've got the aggression. We're ready to make some moves happen. And as you can see right now, the Carbon Roller trying to push up. They have a pity clam and they score. The Inkjet came out, nice chain of specials there. Carbon Roller's going to back up, and as they start scoring again, although 2 go down on the side, so the push might be dead here. They try to throw in the little clams that they can. I like to say sometimes that clams are more important than your life, but it depends on the situation.
I mean, you got to be willing to put your body on the line. It's for the love of the game. That's how you do it. It's all's fair in love, war, and Clamblitz. So Yuma again deploying those bubbles, trying to bring up that defensive front to push that line in through that ramp. Will fall victim to the splat bomb, however, of Mudcup. And Toast is going to get everything coming in after them. And that is, again, Azure prioritizing Ink as they do. Toast is going to get another one. That's Newt on the splatling that will fall victim to this absolute beast of a frontliner. And Toast, they're going to take to the skies with the Inkjet, looking for kills. Has someone in their sights, but not able to find anything. Draws out a diversion and will be good for that coordinated team effort to go down on Azure side. But as it stands right now, it is 66-0 in favor of the team in yellow as we have 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, that push by the Splash-O-Matic was really important, those picks that he got, because it really allowed their team to push up, and he could use that Inkjet, which also, doubles as like a distraction for the other team while they could really make that push and get a huge chunk of clams in. I mean, with the game almost over in about a minute and a half, and another push right here, you could tell like they are not letting up on that aggression. They are making their presence known. They are trying to say, hey, we're here. We have scored, 90 points, and we're going to go for this KO.
Oh, then they may well get it as Toast is trying to hold the line up there, and it looks like Mudcup was able to scoot on in and administer the final 2 blows that will secure the knockout victory. Azure defeating the team in blue. There's a sense of poetic irony in that, as Azure is going to go up 1-0. Evenly dispersed splats across the board for Azure. Mudcup and Sen leading the way with 9, but the rest not far behind. Every last one of those members pulling their weight. And again, it's all about team coordination. If you have one shining above another, that's not necessarily a guarantee for victory. No signs of dissonance among Azure, working in perfect harmony.
Yeah, and Mocha, they almost had that push. I believe it was the 10th that got knocked out by the bomb. They were doing a good job of trying to get their attention with the bubbles on the plat, but unfortunately they got taken out early, which made the Inkjet player, I don't remember who it was specifically, it made them, pretty much like a sitting duck because they were the only person really like pushing at that time. So it kind of squandered that whole push, which gave Azure that man advantage to really, just rush their plat and take control and essentially just KO within 2 quick pushes.
So this winners quarterfinal matchup, it's actually a play-in game for winners semifinals. I think I did mistakenly identify it as winners semifinals, so I do apologize for the error. They're going to try to face off. The winner of this one will be facing off in winners semis against at Micah underscore splat, whatever. Anyway, hopefully we're gonna come up with a less dumb name for that in the meantime. But game number 2, we'll brainstorm over that. We're gonna get to Piranha Pit, and yeah, splat zones, dual zone. Obviously, you're gonna have a little bit of distance to cover on that flat ground. Sen going to prioritize both a little bit of range and a decent fire rate with that Squiffer. I do like the call, and the 96 Gal Deca will be employed by a member of Mocha. So interesting compositions here, but not working out for Mocha thus far, as that Tentabrella is, oh my gosh, you are setting up camp nowhere, says Azure, as they're going to take it down to 15-0 at the moment and counting. Toast and company leading the charge.
Yeah, they really have. I really like the comp of Azure, just simply on the fact that it paints. Splat zones, it's basically just a controlled turf war. You really want to make sure that you can paint wherever you want to go, because when you have map control, the other team is essentially useless. If you don't have paint underneath your feet, you can't do anything.
Exactly, and now as you're trying to establish yourself in this zone, Mocha has been doing a good job of it. May well take the lead, in fact. But, you backed right up into the suction bomb. Pika knows exactly what they're doing. The benefit of being a backliner means you can see so much more of the field. And that's going to be 2. Make that 3. The Bloblobber. Those are some awfully perilous bubbles that Pika is throwing out. Going to try to get another one. And is going to instead drive that incoming agent out of position, as Pika looking to lock out their opposition here. 46 points on the board right now for Azure before they are able to recap and keep it going. More than halfway done now. And if you're Mocha, you're having a little bit of a tough time dealing with a composition that maybe isn't necessarily the most intuitive thing. Maybe it's not exactly meta, but you can't really argue with it being effective, as Mocha does actually get the team wipe on them.
Yeah, it's definitely a little more unconventional, especially like you said with the 96 Gal. But I think when you play with, I'm not sure if Mocha is a pickup or not. I recognize some names, but I don't really know if it's a pickup. But if you play with people long enough, there have been times where for example, I've been in League and I see like Quad Dynamo and I get clapped. It's not, sometimes it's not necessarily about the comp itself, but it's how you make it work for your team.
Definitely. Again, every last one of these modes is going to prioritize teamwork one way or another. A 2-for-1 deal. It's just going to be a little too good to pass up for Pika in that instance, though Yuma is going to clean up the mess and deploy the canopy of that Tentabrella. It can take a whole lot of punishment. Yuma's body cannot, so they are going to try to get out of dodge. Eventually, they are surrounded, and indeed, the counter is going to tick down just a little bit for Azure as they try to cut into the penalty. They'll be successful in recapping. The Booyah Bomb does not do anything to slow the count down in that instance, but Toast, right now, you're trying to figure out where they're coming from and coordinating on this map can sometimes be especially hard. The splash wall, though, working their way around it, and they're going to try to fight this recap and a reassessment of the penalty by Mocha, but Toast has been trying to make the most of their opportunities. We'll go down to the nozzle nose, but thus far, I have to say, it has kind of been dictated by the effectiveness of the frontline play, allowing the Blob Lobber to do what they can do, and the Remix, obviously, to assist the front line in this instance. I mean, it always kind of starts up at the front whenever you're fighting it out against one another.
Yeah, and you could see, as we just saw right now, Toast kind of got a little sandwiched there in between things. But as we see, Mocha's penalty is about to run out. They may take the lead here. Send here, trying to find a way in, but those bubbles are pretty distracting, and they do take the lead. 45 seconds left. The armor comes out. Suction bomb launcher. It's just a whole hell of a lot of specials. The Booyah bomb trying to stall the zone from being capped, but Azure, knowing they need to make that push now, they hesitated. They did not hesitate at all to make that push. And now, unfortunately taken out by that curling bomb. This could go actually, it cannot go either way because 3 down on the side of Mocha. Wait a minute.
Yeah, not with 4-1 on the map. Yeah, I caught what you were about to say, and then we saw, 3 people are down. Oh, only the Tenebro is left. Oh, the Tenebro is dead now. All right, well, last 10 seconds of the match, and the next recap could very well decide it. There's not a whole lot of room for error. They're going to try to get this all the way down to 32 remaining, and wait a second, Mocha contesting at the very end. They're going to fight like their lives depend on it because they very well might. It's going to be an almost full team wipe. Only the Splash-O-Matic remained, and all they could do was look on as Mocha held out. Mocha bends, but does not break at Piranha Pit. 67-66 the final score. They were 1 tick away from defeat, but Shachi leading the way with 10 splats, Yuma with 8. They did not give.
Yeah, they did something really well, and I tweeted about it a while ago in a fit of rage. A lot of people don't realize when you're the winning team in overtime and there's double zones, you don't necessarily have to focus 2 and 2 on each of the specific zones. If you focus all of your energy into one of those individual zones, you could time out the clock enough so that they don't get any more chance for overtime. So I think it was really wise of them to focus like 2 to 3 people on one zone and maybe try and get picks while they're in that respective area, and then one other person went around for that easy cap. So I think it was really smart on their end.
Yeah, but now as we're going in for game number 3, it's, again, knowledge of the mechanics of the game almost just as important, if not more so, than technical ability. You can do all the sub-strafing, all the optimized movement tactics in the world. If you don't know how this game works, someone who does is always going to have the upper hand on you because this game's meta is always growing. The skill level is always rising. Of course, IPL being a part of that, but at the end of the day, it has to be you that puts in the work. Certainly, we're going to see a lot of individual aptitude here on Rainmaker from Manta Maria, but working through those tight corridors and certainly with the changes in elevation, you're going to need at least 2 or 3 people at your back, especially if you're trying to secure that KO.
Yeah, I mean, even for Rainmaker, it's kind of like fast-moving tower control. If you don't have anyone in front of the objective, that Rainmaker becomes a sitting duck. So I think, having that tent umbrella, if they continue to use the tent, I believe on the side of Mocha, that'd be interesting to see how they play around that. It might give them a lot of advantage trying to push through corridors.
The hero splatline is going to be the call for Azure as they're going to, for Mocha, as Newt is going to take that switch over. Yeah, double run speed, you better believe. But Umbre onto the Tri-Slosher Nouveau. And obviously, yeah, maybe a little bit more conventional on the side of Mocha. Azure has been doing a pretty decent job of handling them thus far. Really just the fact that Mocha did not win their match as convincing as Azure won theirs. Then again, it doesn't really matter how you do it. It matters that you do it, and Pika is going to have a fight with their fellow backliner. Eventually this goes down. Getting my words mixed up just a little bit there, but no mixed signals there, as there's going to be a push all the way to 75 points to nil. The Ultra Stamp is going to go down. You better watch your back. check your neck, kid. You just got splatted, and 78-0 is the score as it stands. A wonderful initial push for Mocha and putting the pressure on Azure early.
Yeah, they really they knew as soon as they found that one little weakness in the other team's comp. As soon as they got the man advantage, as soon as they found their picks, they took advantage of it, and they got it all the way down, like you said, to well over 80 points remaining.
And now the pressure is on Azure. It's been a little bit hectic just for them trying to get footing on this thing, especially when you were able to get a reset, you're able to get the little bit of a push back in, but that line of green is still very much in your face. Trades are only going to do so much for you. You need points on the board, and right now you just ain't getting points on the board. You're getting overrun. Yuma not really having much of an opportunity to protect anyone with that Tentabrella. It's kind of been stuck in that corridor. Taking the Tentabrella out of it, more or less, is they're going to get flanked. Oh, wait a second. Send got caught. Yuma is going to guard the Rainmaker successfully as it resets. Now the area of opportunity has presented itself, but Yuma needs to start deploying this canopy on flat ground and not get shot over it by the Splash-O-Matic. Toast is absolutely lethal.
Yeah, it's hard. I think Mocha's just having a problem just countering the aggression that Azure is having. They are just not letting up with the aggression. I feel because, they have a lot of bombs on their comp. Actually, a lot of burst bombs. As I say that, Commentators curse 3 down on the side of Mocha, as this is finally, I'm sorry, I got the colors mixed up. This is Mocha's chance to finally, get some points on the board with just a little over half of the game remaining. Newt has a Stingray ready. Looks like he's backing up. Oh, almost got taken out by the roller, but luckily they called it out in time. Stingray coming out, trying to find a pick. Not sure if they could get a pick as they rush back and go try and paint the Rainmaker, or break the shield and try and continue, keep this momentum going. But unfortunately, Sachi on the L3 going down, so they might have to, readjust back and reevaluate their push.
Shachi has been such an opportunist on that L3 nozzle nose, and that's not to be that's not meant as an insult. Honestly, it's just because they've been so effective at picking out their spots. The Carbon Roller will get the best of them that time. The Roller just a little bit better from that range. Can't really be blamed for that. Yuma tries to deploy the Ultra Stamp, but it will be to no avail. 2-2 on the map, and Send is going to try to make a run for it. Maybe just getting a little too antsy, as Umbre, again, with that Nouveau, is going to wreak havoc, trying to get another splat with the Splat Bomb, but to no avail. They're going to be chased off the ledge there, and no real positional advantage gained for Mocha, as they have just been overrun. It seems like Azure knows exactly what they're doing. For as good as an initial push as that was by them, their defensive gameplay seems to be extremely on point.
Yeah, and I think, that comes into not only just having the aggression and not being afraid to attack like that, but taking advantage of, distracting people from objective. You could kind of see, like, from the spectators cam, I don't remember who it was specifically, but they the Rainmaker was all the way on the right side of the map, but they had people on the left side, distracted. So, oh my god, Yuma with the Rainmaker explosion taking out 2 on the side of Azure. This could be their push.
Yeah, honestly, that was kind of nasty. And now, Azure looking for an area of opportunity to close this thing out. Mocha has not been able to get it done, and they will not hear, as Azure is going to take this one by a score of 2-1. And yeah, it's a pretty impressive showing there. 78-32. That initial going into the zone. Mocha simply was not able to counteract, and Send getting in their face. Speed kills, and certainly the splat counter showed that. 15 for the Carbon Roller.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see as we go into tower control. I feel like Mocha's comps maybe are a little slower, with the heavy splatling. and with the Tent Umbrella, you know, they're not very quick weapons. Whereas Azure, you know, they've got the Junior, they've got a Blob, the Neo Splash or the Splash is just able to not only be super aggressive but paint everything. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how if maybe Mocha is able to take advantage of tower control, kind of being not necessarily a slower mode, but not as fast as Clam Blitz, not as fast as Rainmaker, to see if they're more the kind of team that really relies on like those slow coordinated pushes. I'm interested to see what they do here.
I mean, for lack of a choice here, at the very least, is they're not really going to have many other options if they want to stay in this bracket, this qualifier for winners semifinals, where they're going to take on the number 1 seed. Do we know what we're calling that team, by the way? Because I'm not going to say that whole name. I'm just not. So, tower control on the reef, an interesting map at the very least. You're always going to prioritize map control one way or another with this thing, but the question is, I mean, how do you reconcile the need to control the bridge, the need to control the sides? Obviously, you don't want to just leave the front door open. You got to be sure that you're manning that with maintaining the objective all the way through, because it seems like it's kind of just coordinated. You can go one by one and try to pick off their individual positions, but then again, that's relying a lot on chance and maybe more trades than is worth the trouble.
As I'm looking at these comps, though, I'm thinking Mocha may have the advantage here, having the tent. You can really, like, the tent's job is essentially just to annoy the heck out of people on bridge, and that way, you know, it gives the Splatling a huge barrier, so he becomes like an impenetrable force that, you know, really can't be reckoned with if they get their shots.
That is always the if, is it not? But we're going to see how just how effective that thing can be, as that L3. I mean, if Shachi is shown to be so good in recent matches and just could not get it going to the extent that they needed to in order to get the victory last time, though still showing out on the stat sheet. Umbre not doing too bad in that department as well. On that K machine, the splashdown is going to prove effective. You know, the raw splashdown in neutral, you gotta love it when you see that. That is a crowd pleaser. And Umbre trying to put on a show for the good people, sitting out in front with that K machine, going to try to get these critical hits onto Pika, though it will not suffice. 3-1 on the map, and they're going to try to reset after seceding 31 points worth of progress.
Yeah, getting through like that first and second checkpoint is kind of a difficult position because it turns into that weird choke point where, you know, the Splatling can just stand up on that snipe right by the tree and basically wreak havoc. But as you see, you know, Azure, they're easily taking the lead here as the Booyah Bomb comes out trying to stall the tower, gives Umbre a chance to try and make something happen, but gets Splashdown canceled, as we all expect in this meta, you know, Splashdowns being one of the most awful specials in the game. But look at that. Look at that. Newt coming out, getting those picks, but unfortunately not enough to stop them from getting that second checkpoint.
Umbre coming through and basically just saying, hey, I'm going to try slosher my way to this objective, get this last point, and there's not a damn thing that you can do about it. Umbre, I mean, it's you know, you can try to do the flanks, you can try to sneak your way in. Other times, you can just kick the door down, and that's what winds up happening. And indeed, the doors have been kicked off of their hinges of that second checkpoint. 64 points of progress to the 31 of Mocha, and they're gonna get a double will Umbre. Excuse me, it's Umbre on the K machine. That tri-slosher is just doing work for Azure, and they've been effective thus far, trading back and forth on the bridge. Obviously, the position you want to be maintaining throughout this map, and now they're approaching the second checkpoint. The test is on for Mocha as they're going to be contested by this tri-slosher, who look like they just popped the ink armor. Yeah, and Send is just going to say no as 2 go down on the side of Mocha.
I thought that was a really good push by Mocha. Sachi trying to take advantage of those bubbles to protect, but unfortunately, Azure, you know, 3v1, it's not always going to look pretty. So, you know, that pushes over, and the thing about this map, it's so close to... Wow! look at those double assists
Ooh.
by Toast. You know, commentating is crazy. You have like this plan that you're going to say something, and then the game totally flips in another direction, and you just have to completely change your thought process. I mean, a minute and a half remaining in the game, and Azure is just so close to just assaulting the plat. They take out the heavy splatling. Pika, Inkjet coming out. It's just chaos right now as they're easily getting to that last check. Almost about to get to that, that last checkpoint.
And now is Azure, trying to finalize this victory. Only the nozzle nose remains, and I don't think they're going to prevent this checkpoint from being captured.
Wow.
Nozzle nose goes down. This could well be a KO, and Azure sitting there, and looks like tournament dreams could be coming true in blue. 3-1 to Azure.
Yeah, you know, the beautiful thing about the blob is you know, as soon as they start dropping, oh my gosh, can we just admire the KA 15, 12, 10. It's insane. It's insane. You know, this mode is definitely like a kill heavy mode because, you know, they have to come to the tower, so you have to splat them in order for them to not get on the tower. So they did a pretty good job of that.
I mean, it was Sen that wound up leading the way with those 15, and how big was that whenever they were approaching the tower? Oh, you thought that you could just get your way up here? You thought that you could just you thought you could have your way on an elevated platform? No, I have a tri-slosher. I'm going to slosh up at you, and what are you going to do about it except go back to spawn in a couple seconds? Not a whole lot. Mocha, a valiant effort, but ultimately falling to Azure. And once again, folks, I'd like to thank you all for joining us here at twitch.tv/IPL Splatoon. We are going to take a quick second to shout out a few of our friends, specifically those at the Stargaze series. It is back. Friday night is Splatoon night, February 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The winner of that tournament is going to get a free banner for their team. You best believe if you want to stay fresh, you got to be looking fresh, and that includes your Twitter profile too. So getting yourself a free banner. Leaked by Splatoon. That is a tough one to pronounce, but I promise you, the banners, they look even tougher. So an additional team will win a team banner selected at random. Just because you might not get first doesn't mean that you can't take home a prize. So for more info, visit Stargaze_SPL on Twitter. And that's not all we've got going on. J1 Audi, you mind telling the good people about waiting on our 5th?
Yeah, so I'm actually really excited to see, you know, what goes on with this. It's your tournament. It's a tournament run by JPEG. So this tournament is very special because normally, you know, in a team in a Splatoon PB, there's only, you know, it's 2 teams of 4, but the whole premise of waiting on our 5th is that you can have a 5th person on your team spectating while in voice chat. So it's essentially like an overhead coach, kind of like cheating and giving you directions and where people, you know, calling out enemies and stuff. So I think I'm really excited to see that. It's going to be on February 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. PST time. You can check out the Discord server. The link is on the stream. It's a part of JPEG's questionable tournament series that we all know and love. So like I said, I am super excited to see, you know, because a lot of sports, you know, when you look at basketball, they have coaches that kind of guide people through the game. Baseball, They have coaches, you know, run coaches, you know, stuff. So I'm really excited to see, you know, an esport with kind of a quote unquote coach. So yeah, you know, if you're not doing anything February 24th, sign up. The link is on the screen. And hope to see you there.
I've been told by Yeet Splatoon that their banners do in fact look better than the ad that is on the screen, but that's JPEG. What they lack in artistic talent, they certainly make up for by being the best TO that Splatoon has to offer. We're going to be getting into winners semifinals coming up next. Don't go away. You're watching this, the 19th edition of Swimmer Sync. And welcome back to this, the 19th edition of Swim or Sink, brought to you by the mad scientists over at Inkling Performance Labs. Twitch.tv/IPL Splatoon, your home for every week's edition of Swim or Sink. Being joined here by Jay Winaldi, and we are getting into winter semifinal action. That is a long name that is on the screen. We're just going to shorten it to Mika, and yeah, that is those are names I've seen a few times before, such as Domo at the very least, and yeah, taking on Azure, who we just saw dispatch Mocha, by a score of 3-1. A few pronunciation hiccups here, Jay Winaldi, but no matter how you say it, certainly spells out disaster for one of these teams as we are getting into best of 5 action. Consistency is key, and Azure showed that in spades.
Hey man, I'm just glad that you said my name without fumbling. I don't know how many times people have butchered Jay Winaldi in my life, so I'm glad someone gets it. But
give it time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So here we are. First map, we have Splat Zones on Skipper Pavilion. I think the Blob is going to be super strong on this map. Domo also being a slosher player. I don't know if I've ever seen him on Blob, so we probably won't see that. But this map is pretty interesting because it's almost like you have two sorts of individual games going on at the same time. You've got that back mid area where the two snipes are overlooking each other, and then obviously, as we know, the front, the bottom of that big slope. It's kind of interesting how the game doesn't really focus on the objective because the two areas of combat are on the front and the back. But as we see these new comps, those are some extremely interesting comps. We have the Kenza Rapid Blaster, an NZAP, what is that? The one with rain, I don't remember the number, and a
83.
Bamboozler. 83, thank you. That is definitely a comp I was not expecting from this team.
Yeah, I mean, and above everything else, the 83, it's so strange. I mean, Bamboozler we've definitely seen once or twice before. That in itself not necessarily unusual. Maybe not in conjunction with the rest of this set, because you just wouldn't expect it to be something that you would see in competitive. Usually it's just the 85 or nothing so that you can paintbot on the front line, but obviously seeing value in the 83 and Inkstorm, not a bad sub to have, all things considered. Azure is going to go down, or at least that Nautilus will, to Queen Ari on that Rapid Blaster, and the Baller is going to try to find their way in, will be deked out, and trying to contest those splat bombs will eventually get send. And yeah, they're going to send them back to spawn. 3-1 on the map in favor of Mika as they control the zone for now. Trying to get the counter down past 30 for them. They still have a ways to go to catch up to the 48, but it looks like they might be able to do it. Mudcup and company not really finding a way in, and it looks like the lead will be relinquished by Azure as the team in purple, Mika, are trying to do all the work that they possibly can to keep Azure out. An otherwise well-coordinated team, but just not finding the ways in on this very large map with a lot of surface area.
Yeah, you really have to make sure that with this map, because it's kind of close quarter, even though it may be big, you have to really make sure that you coordinate, you come in at the same time. And right now, that was a pretty good example of that. Mudcup kind of cleaning up some mess over there, going for this boozer with the Blobber, taking a trade, which is not that bad. Ooh. But as I say that, as you look at the map right now, Gator is by himself in that zone. That's kind of what happens when, you focus kills over the objective. You get a little distracted, and that leaves the other team to easily cap the spawn. But as I say that, though, Azure still holding on to this zone. The missiles came out from Send. The rain is coming down from the top. It looks like Team Mika is trying to make that push from the top, which most teams pretty much do all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it leads you like a runway right to it. Might as well, you would think that that's just where the eye would go if you're looking at it from above on a map. But as we're going to see, Send trying to scoot their way into the zone will instead be chased out by the missiles and subsequently hit by them, ironically enough. 73D on that Bamboozler putting in work. It's going to get toast. And now 3-3 on the map as the NZAP on their side goes down, on Mika's side, 73D trying to get Pika, and indeed they will. Looks like they administered the coup de grace, maybe finishing off an assist where someone else put in the brunt of the work, but 73D again trying to keep their distance from Send, and again, this roller simply has not gotten an opportunity to strut their stuff. This flings us. 73D is on an absolute rampage in the zone. Gonna fall to the Inkjet eventually. Toast with a valiant effort to get that done. But my oh my, the progress that Mika Splat made on their penalty cannot be understated.
Yeah, that was super clutch. It gave them so much time to knock down that penalty and essentially stall them out. And still, you know, that was another splat from 73 just popping off right now. Just another splat. Dude, he's so clutch right now. I almost lost my commentator respectability by cussing just then. But, I mean, they're just taking advantage of every little opportunity to get any sort of splat and stall them out. Their penalty, only at 23 remaining. This could be GG's for them.
Yeah, as they're counting down this penalty almost into the single digits for it. 87 points worth of progress already for Mika, as they're going to try to avoid those missiles. Will eventually fire off a few of their own, and they're able to get an entire point of progress. They're going to get a double. Looks like the Rainstorm got one, and the Bamboozler would claim another. 3-1 on the map for Mika with that Splash-O-Matic, the Crapid Blaster coming back in. And now they're going to recap the zone yet again. So another chance at a knockout for Mika as we are counting down to the last 15 seconds of this one. Mudcup and company need to rush in. Maybe a little bit perilous as they're going to try to get up close. 73D will not be denied. There will be a recap by Azure, but we'll have to see if 73D are going to... they're just going to try to ink and fire off missiles, see who's in the zone. I think that they have ample time to do it. Send is going to be targeted, and as long as they can recap this zone, they should be perfectly fine. But will they be kept out? They are going to have their penalty expire. They need to get 98 points worth of progress. That would be 2 remaining. If they want to get this victory, they may well do it. 3-2 on the map, and they are going to finish it off. Azure. Maybe that was Mika playing it just a little too safe, thinking, okay, all we have to do is fire off the missiles and scare them away from the zone. No, that was Pika, Send, Toast, and Mudcup staring death in the eye, and they did not blink. Certainly Toast did not. Double-digit splats, 15 for them. Double digits all around for Mika, but it is Azure who winds up coming out on top.
You know, I think at that end there, Mika kind of got a little separated from each other. As you saw, 73 was all the way up in that top like shrine area, whereas, you know, the zone is literally on that runway. So you have to wonder, like, is it worth charging your specials to get just to, you know, throw Tenta missiles, but you know, at what cost? You know, it separates them for 5 seconds, but then they just go right back on the zone and stall it. And I think Azure, you know, they were doing a really good job, even mid-game, just stalling Team Mika from getting the zone. So again, you know, they did a good job of doing it and took the lead, a very impressive lead on top of it.
So now, as you're, if you are Mika, you obviously are able to play around them individually, and you're going to be facing off against Welcome to Good Burger in the finals. They wound up dispatching Friends by a score of 3-0. If you're Mika, perhaps thinking, okay, well, we have everything else down. We just need to coordinate a little better, and certainly that's going to be prioritized in Rainmaker. I feel like maybe it's the other team, though, that has just a little bit more of an inclination to succeed in Rainmaker, considering they're just a little bit more mobile in their natural formation. They don't really use a backliner all that much, except for the Bloblobber, which, let's be real, can move around just as well as anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't even really consider it a backline. I do kind of equate it to a Splatling in the sense where you don't rush a Bloblobber, but as you can see now, 73 has switched over to a vanilla Splat Charger with that Stingray, which will be very clutch on this map. They definitely have changed to a way more meta / conventional composition, so it'll be interesting to see how they have adapted, you know, knowing the mistakes they made in the first game.
Yeah, this is Gator going to try to put in as much work as they can for Mika. Mudcup will go down early. It is 2-2 on the map. And the splash, Gator is the only one left standing on that end zap. They're going to try to pile on some meter for the armor, but yeah, I was about to say gauge, and then it almost came out as Gator. My goodness. But Pika, whatever it comes out as, it looks like they're going to try to come out on top with a victory here on Splatzone's Black Belly Skate Park. Splatzone's, Rainmaker. That's going to be a double for Queen Ari. I mean, this is a rushdown by Azure in blue, appropriately enough, and the splashdown is not going to come out. Well, I mean, it's going to come out, but obviously shut down by Send. Return to sender, says the Carbon.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a misstep on the Machine's side. They maybe got a little too aggressive there trying to get some early picks, but unfortunately was punished for it. And as you see now, their Charger's down, so they may have to, wait for them to push back in. Although, as I say that now, they pretty much have mid controlled, and this is going to be their time to push. I'm assuming the Charger's going to take some time to, since they're not carrying the Rainmaker, maybe get some picks, hopefully charge their Stingray at the same time. But the Carbon Roller really making their presence known, getting a lot of chip damage, and the Blob kind of pushing them back, which allowed the Carbon Roller to just wreak havoc. And as you see, 3 down on the side of Team Mika, as 73 pretty much has to, back up and probably pull their Stingray here.
Yeah, and Mudcup is going to be led through by Toast. However, there's no real leading through a Stingray, is there? Eventually, Pika is going to go down as well. 73D will register the assist on that one. And yeah, you better believe the Charger is going to be the Rainmaker carrier. Their movement is going to be prioritized here, as they're going to try to go up through that right side, trying to just barrel their way through. They're going to be assisted by the Inkjet, but again, just those stray hits by the Bloblobber. Maybe you don't have to aim them, but yeah, they do tend to find their mark.
Yeah, Bloblobber, I think has a really good advantage on this mode on this map because there's so many hills, so many walls. Physics could just really play a huge factor in this game. But as we see right now, 4 down. There was a nice wipe there from Team Mika, as this is their chance to push. Getting attacked by bombs, just a whole spray of things, but still Mika still holding that pressure. Pika by themselves, hoping to get that Rainmaker in, and just like that might be an easy KO right there.
May well be. Oh, that was very close as we got right back to objective. This is going to be that Splash-O-Matic doing it possibly can, but Azure is going to be forced to push it out. That Bloblobber, it's going to be even more important now than ever to try to get some kills on their part. It looks like progress is about to midfield before Queen Ari and company are going to take it down. Did not see who registered the splat at about that on that one side, but that line is still pushed forward. It is looking awful green on the map. Send trying to make things happen on the opposite side and play a little bit of defense. 73D, however, aggressive as ever with their pushes. They're going to fall victim, however, to Toast, who takes to the skies. And with that Inkjet, they are as dangerous as anybody left in this tournament.
Yeah, I think 73 maybe was trying to stall there to maybe wait for some teammates. I looked away for 1 second. But, I mean, I don't think it was for anything here. The map is looking pretty blue as Toast is trying to push up, trying to punish any sort of unforgivable movement, looking for that opportunity. The Toxic Mist just wreaking havoc on their team right now. Nice shot from 73, hoping that they get that double. A nice assist there. He jumps out, probably going to pop the Stingray, but might not need to, as, pretty much a delayed wipe as Pika jumps out. That pretty much is the end of that push, unless they can pull some crazy godsend tactic right here in the next 15 seconds.
Yeah, they're just going to hold the Rainmaker, and they're just going to backcourt. They are more than okay with that. The Rainmaker, however, is going to get taken down, and Toast is going to be the one to do it. They're going to try to get a barrier breakage. Oh my, how close they were, but it's going to be 4-2 on the map. They need to get up there to grab it. They will not be able to. You could tell Toast desperately wanted to hang on to that Inkjet. Please, just let me grab this thing. Let me sink down. But before they could, The inkjet expired. They went right back to from whence they came. And a good effort. You don't know how far they could have gone there with Azure, but Toast with the heads-up play simply was not enough. The double-digit splats is going of little solace for them, as Mika Splat going to go up by a score of 1-1, going up on the board at the very least, and getting a point up there. Tower Control and Anchovy Games, again, very methodical mode that they're going to be dealing with here, but it's you got to think that there are some things that you can apply from the last map to the next, or the last mode, excuse me, to the next, even though obviously the pace of play, Jay, is very, very different.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do not like this map mode combination, but I do, however, think, you know, the sloshers again are gonna have a really good advantage, because most of that second to third checkpoint is, I mean, all of it is really along that long snipe, and that is just perfect opportunity for the Bloblobber to just, you know, make it rain with these bubbles on the plat, which could definitely put, you know, if they stay on the tower, it could put a lot of pressure on them. So as we get into this game, we'll see, you know, if they are able to ride the tower, like the screen says.
There's only one way to find out for sure, and you can tell, I mean, with Toast desperately wanting to grab the Rainmaker last time. Obviously, he couldn't, had the Inkjet, but yeah, they just it was kind of wishful thinking. It did not have the capability to back it up. They're going to have to prioritize keeping everyone on the map, as well, they're going to be the first one going down, so maybe forget what I said, as it's going to be 3-3 on the map. Make that 3-2 for Mika, as the initial grab of the tower was had by Azure. Now Mika, turns out that a 1-point lead in this map is going to be just a little too hard to hold on to, and they approach the first checkpoint. It's always the second one that seems to be the most contentious one, especially on this one, Jay, where you're talking about having to go up this elevation and through the office, or really through that whole entire plat. I mean, you're basically a duck in a shooting gallery at that point.
Yes, sir. Good thing this isn't Smash and we're seeing a bunch of duck hunters on the screen. But we are seeing Inklings and Octolings as Send is up here on this carbon roller trying to find a pick, but getting called out by the other team. Bamboos are trying to get him. You know, they're just basically trying to get mid. It's kind of hard for Send. You know, he really needs his teammates to help paint for him so he could move up and get those flats he needs. Like you see right there, getting a nice shot on Queen Ari, but unfortunately getting pinned on this side, getting taken out by some burst bomb chip damage. Smelly Belly over here trying to get up onto this plat with throwing burst bombs. You know, again applying chip damage, but they're all rushing back to their plat. I'm not really sure why. Maybe they just realized it was the end of their push and they needed to get back, but I don't really know what happened there.
I think they're comfortable with trying to hold this thing, and if they give up, you know, maybe a little bit of progress towards the first checkpoint, that's not really consequential to them. That is going to be that Splash-O-Matic again, getting the assist on that first kill there, but they also are going to register two separate ones. Pika is going to be among their victims, as it is 4-3 on the map, one just spawning back in. Smelly Belly going to try to keep up with this pressure on this second level. Going to apply some more with the suction bomb launcher. You better believe you want to scramble the jets on that platform. Pika is going to have to hide out and just run for cover. That second checkpoint has been passed. Mika Splat doing everything that they possibly can to keep this thing going. 3-1 on the map before Azure are finally able to take back over the tower, at the very least make Mika relinquish their control. That is 66-3. Being the score with just over 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, you know, I feel like Azure is kind of getting themselves into very punishable situations here. You know, for some of this game, you've been seeing them go in one by one. A nice little push there with Pika and Raze on the Inkjet, keeping pressure as they finally get to this first checkpoint. The Ink Storm coming out, nice positioning here, trying to get some splats by the Blob, doing what I was saying earlier, trying to, you know, force pressure onto that plat. And as a result, the NZAP on Team Mika goes down. Getting to this second checkpoint here, Queen Ari trying to get a pick on the tower, ends up doing it, but the armor came out. Suction bomb launcher coming out, but this is a good time. Ari trying to make that push. 3 down. This could be the lead. That is a clean wipe. A lead going out on the side of Azure as they get this third checkpoint. This is looking crazy.
And just over a minute to go, Azure in great position. Pika looking for some very timely blobs to go up onto that platform. 3-3 on the map. However, the junior goes. They're not going to have the help of an Ink Armor if they want to continue this. And Pika was able to get Smelly Belly and take someone with them. So maybe a little bit of a staggered push. Maybe a chance to get the tower back just a little bit sooner than perhaps your teammates might have thought. But Azure, at this point, sitting pretty with an 82-66 lead. And really complain about this position. However, you can't exactly get comfy either, as there's 30 seconds remaining. Nader Gator is going to get 2, and sitting on this tower is coming right down to the wire, Jay Winaldi.
Yeah, man, 20 seconds left. You see the trade going on right there. They pop the armor, bombs coming out, bubbles everywhere. I mean, they need to get on this tower. Unfortunately, they get taken out by Mud Cup. And another trade from the Boozler. The machine trying to apply pressure, but gets taken out. Pretty much a delayed wipe on the side of Mika Splat, and that's Azure going to be taking that second game. Third game, my bad.
No, Azure, well, it's their second game of the set, to be fair. They're going up 2-1 as a result of that victory. Again, 82-66, that decisive at the very end, proving beneficial. Double-digit splats for all around, except for Pika, who was providing tremendous support from the backline. And again, about even when it comes to splats, but it's not who gets the most splats. It's when you get them, and the timing for Azure, the way that they were able to cover those positions on the second platform, going through that checkpoint and able to clear the third one. I mean, they were doing everything they possibly could do and more, standing on their head basically to try to reach that third one. And as they were successful in doing it, the results bore the assumption Azure just able to work a little bit more closely in tandem than their counterparts, and all of a sudden the number 1 seed in this bracket is in danger of going down.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the beauty of Splatoon. You know, you could have... You never know what could happen, and you're definitely seeing it right now with Azure. But we can see, you know, if Team Mika Splat is the worst player ever, follow me on Twitter, by the way. We could see if they, you know, pull it around in these last 2 games, Clamblitz, Mako Mart. It's going to be interesting to see if, I think someone said that Red Rum was on the Charger. I could be wrong. Seeing if he sticks with a Boozler, which he does. And I think the Tri-Slosher is going to be really strong on this map, being able to pretty much, apply so much pressure on the plats that you're seeing the Carbon Roller on right now. That it's pretty much just like free reign for Tri-Sloshers. And you can see right now, trying to make pressure, but this Carbon Roller just sending them straight back to spawn, even though the game just started. This is a beautiful play right there.
A beautiful double by Send as their team was trying to get control of those stacks, as you were alluding to. 73D, however, has center point. They're going to try to hold it on their own, has proven to be adept in up-close fighting the dark arts of the frontline bamboozler. 73D has studied them against Inkling monopolist orders. I'm pretty sure that's illegal, but nevertheless, Mika Splat going to try to get a 29-point lead, and indeed they will successfully do so. Smelly Belly looking to add on just a few more. They're going to engage in combat. I don't know about the wisdom of that, but they are going to get a few more clams back. Nader Gator going to throw in a few more from that elevated platform. 63 and counting. They're still not done. 4-2 on the map. The Splash-O-Matic just spawned back in. That will eventually be the end of the push, but that is how you want to start things off. A 74-point lead, Jess, to kick things off for Mika. They're looking to force a Game 5.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, like you said, 26 remaining. That's a hard push to come down from. But, Actually, I was going to say, you know, they had a wipe, which gave them the perfect opportunity to score. But as I say that, 3 down on the side of Azure. The thing about this map, Mika Splat, because of that, they're already on their plat. They already have you know, what's it called? The opposing team's territory. They have control of their stack. They have the armor coming out. The carbon has no paint to move. They pretty much have all the map control and the pressure that they need.
Oh.
And they're still scoring, as you see. 3 minutes left in the game. Going up.
Yeah, they were able to get a little bit in on that penalty. It won't be as big of one as they are going to have one assessed. No points really added on to the total. It is still 74 to 20 in favor of Mika in this instance. However, points being added on, and there's a lot of yellow on the field right now. 48 points and potentially counting, and indeed they are. Mudcup just kind of hanging around, going to try to get this jump in. Not able to score on the power clam as they are just a little short. That's why you don't want to skip arm day, folks. Those tricep muscles, it's a little more important than you think. 73D is going to try to flex their muscles with this bamboozler. And, oh, that is a deadly position for them to be in, and you just let them have it. That is rough. And now one power clam is going to finish this all off. They're going to deploy the Tenta missiles, and it looks like that is game. Mika have been granted passage into the final round via KO, and Azure up against the ropes. They're going to have to shake that punch off.
Yeah, I mean, you could see... Wow, Queen Ari with the 15 splats. That's insane. Like I said, Tri-Slosher is just absolutely broken on this map, and they definitely shine. You know, it's so easy for Tri-Slosher to just get where they need to get, especially with the burst bombs, and just spamming their shots. I don't want to say it's brain dead because I love playing Tri-Slosher. So I'm a little biased, but, you know, having that ability to get that many splats allowed Mika to just take control, have map control on both of the stacks, have control on that side plat area where chargers like to hang out, and just, I mean, get that KO so easily. And the thing with Mako Mart, or Mako Mart, however you want to say it, is you really need to be careful not to die on that map. Because if you die, like you saw, you know, it just gives them so much free reign on your map, and it just gave them all the opportunity to find all those clams and KO so quickly.
Certainly a weapon can't be brain dead if you enjoy it. That's yeah, no, we know. It's okay. Just go ahead and reflect on that. Anyway, yeah, it's obviously Tri-Slosher though, with no sense of irony. Very good on that map. There is a reason why the Nouveau has basically been a staple in most competitive teams' compositions throughout the duration of this game. You know, really ever since its debut, more or less. But Tri-Slosher, even after it gets nerfed to the ground now, obviously, it comes back with a vengeance. And you see it quite a bit on just a myriad teams. Certainly effective on most maps. You want to see it on the stacks on Mako Mart, but you also want to get in people's faces and try to slosh up at potentially elevated targets on this Starfish main stage, as we're going to try to see who can domineer the center of the stage the longest. It is going to be a battle in the splat zones, and it is one of those zones that you can get locked out of pretty easily, so this first one might be the key. Mika is going to be the one who wins it. 4-3 on the map as Mudcup is going to try to find a way in, but those bombs they just roll over the edge a little too easily for Mudcup or really anyone to negotiate easily, Jay.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the thing about bombs are just so crucial. I mean, you could spam bombs and just stall. My point being, there's so many things you could do with bombs, and that was a really good example of it. But as we're looking now, 76, 75 remaining on the side of Azure. You know, the thing with splat zones, it's very like back and forth. You see the specials come out. You see the people countering with more specials to stall them. It's just basically a tug and war battle here, and it's just who can get the specials off and make the paint happen in the amount of time. And as you see, it's going to go back and forth. 71-51, 3 minutes remaining. Azure getting the map here, and as you can see, 3 down on the side of Miko. Stu, what's going on here?
I mean, what's going on is you just see people dying left and right. Now Azure is going to try to maintain this composure that they have Pika with that Bloblobber, that ever-practiced Bloblobber. They are going to find Queen Ari eventually. That Tri-Slosher, Vanilla Tri this time, will be disposed of. So double armor on this map. You can definitely see the logic in it, but can't really do much of anything about it if you keep getting found by these blobs. Not a whole lot left to chance, and certainly can be effective firing in and around that corridor if you want to lock out a team. But Pika is going to be forced to back up just a little bit here, and it makes you wonder if that's all the room that they need. That's a DC on the side of Mika, so I think they will be allowed to... Wait, will they be allowed to replay this, though? I don't know where the counter was when the DC occurred. 73D is going to... Yeah, 73D has been DC'd, and shame. This Game 5 was getting to be testy, and was looking to be well played, and that's just one of the realities of the game.
Yeah, I think the rule is if one of the teams, I don't remember, in terms of time, technically, yes, they'd be able to replay it, but I don't remember the specific rules with the scoring. Say that again? Right.
All right, so they are going to let the replay happen. So we are being told is sort of a gentleman's rule kind of thing. The score would indicate that the DC would have made this game count. Nevertheless, it did pass. Excuse me, it did pass the score threshold. But Azure apparently are going to let Mika do this again, and they're going to try to get a replay. Obviously, the compositions will be the same. It definitely did not pass the time threshold, but we will get an official ruling for you all in this winner semifinal set. Again, the winner of this game will go on to face Welcome to Good Burger in grand finals, and that's a tough matchup for sure. Can't really say that one team deserves it over the other. Mika Splat with an unfortunate DC, but Azure looked pretty good up until that point, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, they really did. I don't remember. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I was so fixated on the rules that I forgot who was who, and I forgot. I'm going to say it. I'm a bad commentator. I forgot who was winning. So, Stu, this is all you right now.
Hey, it happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we're Oh, okay, so Azure just going to take the dub. Interesting. All right, then. Azure, well, making their way through winners quarterfinal and a victory in semis. They're going to move on to face Welcome to Good Burger in grands. And, folks, it's been an interesting tournament thus far, and we got to say, Azure did kind of have a dominant lead going into that point. I could definitely see the logic in this one. Can't really say it's all that controversial if we're being completely honest. So, Azure in grands going up against Welcome to Good Burger, and we'll just have to see how that works out. So, before we get into grand finals, folks, once again, I'd like to remind you that next week is going to be Testing Grounds, February 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's we're going to have SOS taking a break at the end of the month, but you're going to want to sign up for the bi-weekly Swiss to Top Cut tournament. Testing Grounds 11 is where the best of the best come out. Try out a whole bunch of different compositions. Maybe you wanted to try out a new weapon in a competitive environment. This is the place to do it. Testing Grounds 11. It is on February 26th. And of course, another one of our tournaments here at IPL, just a little bit closer around the corner, Low Ink, February 2021. It is swiftly approaching this weekend, this very weekend, on the 20th and the 21st, with an upgraded prize pool of $120 to first place and $40 to second. And we are proud to have joining us one of Low Ink's head TOs come in and talk a little bit about it. Folks, here is JPEG.
Hey guys, it's JPEG here, playing Low Ink.
Thank you, JPEG. Join our Discord for more information about Testing Grounds and Low Ink. Go ahead and put the Discord link in the chat. You already know what to do. We're going to take a quick break. Don't forget, coming up next, it's Grand Finals right here on IPL Splatoon. And welcome back to this Swim or Sink 19, presented to you by the mad scientists at Inkling Performance Labs here on twitch.tv/IPL Splatoon, alongside the very talented, very lovely J1aldi. I am Mazer Stu, the announcer. Happy to bring you this grand final set. Welcome to Good Burger, fighting off a whole lot of competition to get Azure. We saw their entire bracket run here, at least in this upper side. Certainly a spot well earned. And folks, a lot of eyes looking towards the future, especially on the heels of today's direct. We know that there's a new game on the horizon, certainly new opportunities for all of us. But just remember, this whole game, this entire time, throughout this entire franchise's existence, it has been you, the Inklings, the kids and the squids that have ridden along with us that have made competitive what it is. Regardless of whatever help that we have had from corporate, or indeed a lack thereof, it has been you who has made this happen. It is you who makes streams like IPL, or indeed every single stream like Endgame or GSM possible. And without you, there is no competitive. So, regardless of what anyone says, we're certainly glad that you're here, and we're glad that you're you. Stay fresh, no matter what game it is. Going to go welcome to Good Burger versus Azure in this grand final. Starting out, tower control, Sturgeon Shipyard, and it can be about as testy as anything, especially on a map like this. Welcome to Grand Finals here at Swim or Sink 19. Familiar composition for Azure, but welcome to Good Burger, breaking out the Luna Blaster of all things to go along with the Dapples. J1aldi, break this down.
You know, I'm so excited to see Yuck playing. She is definitely known as one of pretty much the only player that plays Dapples other than Putz 12. Putz, if you're watching, shout outs to you.
Yeah.
But I think this might actually bite them in the butt with the Luna Blaster on top of it, because they don't really have a lot of range. The only range they really have is the Nautilus. So I think they might suffer a little bit in that regard. As I say that, Slash, also outplayed, who is also known as Slash, on that Nautilus, kind of trying to provide some paint and some support so their team can push up. But unfortunately, Azure is keeping that pressure on Welcome to Good Burger.
Yeah, Azure taking the counter all the way down to 32, all the way to 68 remaining. 32 on them, outplayed on the Nautilus because, of course, it is hard to get outplayed on that Nautilus. It is meta for a reason, especially that 79. With its inkjet, and of course the suction bombs, bringing those back into vogue. Of course, we are, as this game started out, in a, I guess you could say, the inkjet meta, one way or another. This Nautilus is gonna have to put in work if Welcome to Good Burger wants to come out victorious. Already down to the second checkpoint, is able to get the pick on Mudcup and turn them back. That is a very nice accumulation, 69 points by Azure, as Welcome to Good Burger are going to have to go on the offensive, but this line is just pushed too far forward, Jess.
Yeah, you know, Yuck taking out, I think, two people, one people, not really sure, spamming this way, hoping that someone gets on the tower so she can push up. Getting on this snipe here to hopefully put some pressure, maybe distract. She doesn't really have the range. Trying to be sneaky and elusive, trying to find her pick. She may be able to get some on this carbon roller, but taken out by these bubbles, giving Pika an opportunity to hop on the tower, but the Inkjet said, no, sir, you just got outplayed by my abilities. But then, as you see, Send getting, this is a quad right here. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
White. That's beautiful, Stu. I can't believe it.
Absolute dominance, and you just see a sea of green. What we have seen Sen do on the carbon roller today has been nothing short of impressive. The ability to get in one's face and have the technical aptitude, as well as just the general chutzpah to be able to get these kills. Gonna have a two-shot to kill there on Splatek. Forge and Yuck are gonna go down as well.
God.
That's another quad. Send is taking absolutely no prisoners. They're going to have a few more added to their total here, it looks like. How do you go up against Send at this point? The Luna Blaster is in trouble. They're gonna have to settle for a trade, and just like that, no checkpoints in between they and the goal. 4-2 on the map, however. Welcome to Good Burger. Hold strong for now. Oh my gosh, Send! What in the world is going on here?
That is what I like to call letting the carbon roller do his thing. I mean, they had the turf. I mean, look at him go. If you have the paint, you can get the splats that you need. Even so, right here, trying to be a menace, even though he's the only one there, still taking out 2 people with him. If I'm going down, you're going down with me. But unfortunately, that gives, or fortunately, depending on who you're rooting for, gives Welcome to Good Burger a chance to take your order as they get to this first checkpoint. Outplayed, trying to farm for this inkjet, trying to get some picks, but being pushed back a little bit by the bombs. You know, the Nautilus's biggest weakness is that it doesn't need paint to function. But that inkjet, who says you need paint? We could fly in the sky. You know, taking out that really nice pick with the inkjet, but unfortunately getting called out there.
Yeah, and that's just bound to happen. It's the nature of the game. They're going to have to trade with Yuck. They're just going to have to be content with that, as they are able to hold off that third checkpoint. No progress really made, or even, I don't even think they reached it, come to think of it. 66 points on the board for Azure. For Welcome to Good Burger. But yeah, Azure, with that push, Send doing absolutely nutty things on the carbon roller to keep things going. But that's the thing, it's all in the context of a really good team effort, but it's exemplified by the individual work of a brilliant carbon roller. Not like one is any more instrumental than the other, but it certainly is a nice compliment, as they're going to look to try to get this last push in. Forge with the ink armor. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do a whole lot with it. They're going to jump on in, see what they can get with the Luna Blaster. Just a little bit of a stray kill, looking for anyone off of an angle. They're going to have to fight it, bear it out alone, but they are going to get overrun. And Splatek is going to cap the tower and send game 1 into the win column for Azure. And that was a valiant effort by Welcome to Good Burger, but they will fall short by a score of 87 to 74. Let's take a look at that stat sheet. Yeah, you better believe it was 23. You better believe. No, I'm gonna have all the good burgers that I want, and if you don't like it, well, I can just go right on over to Mondo Burger.
Uh-oh. Come on now.
Yeah, I made the movie reference. You already know how it is. Come on.
Come on. You all know that we love orange soda here in this organization. Come on, don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You got to think that Welcome to Good Burger could use a little bit of coaching by Grape Nose Boy. You would have to think. But nevertheless, oh my gosh, yeah, this is I think I am now qualified to receive AARP benefits. But nevertheless, Splatzone's Anchovy Games for game number 2. Welcome to Good Burger, definitely showing a little bit of promise and an ability to take over a zone if they need it. But again, it's maintaining that objective, which they did also show to do. It really is all just putting it together on an Azure team that seems to be clicking on all cylinders. Very battle hardened at this point, Jay.
Yeah, Azure, coming off 2 wins already in the beginning of this bracket. They're on a roll here. They're really taking advantage of this momentum and just rolling with it. I'm really interested to see with Splat Zones on Anchovy Games, this is definitely a map that caters more to long-range weapons. So I'm hoping to see maybe Forge, I think, who was on Luna Blaster, maybe switch to something else with a little more range. I think it's very beneficial that you have a good painting weapon that can really cater to the Nautilus, because the Nautilus, though being technically a mid-line splatling, it's really in North American style of meta, it's more of a slayer. So you want to have people that can paint for you. So I hope that they can learn from their lessons here and maybe switch it up so that they can better counter Azure's their playstyle.
So now, are we going to see that switch or not? That is the question. Forge is indeed going to switch off to that NZAP 85. When in doubt, Paintbot. You gotta love it. And that's going to be actually double armor here from Welcome to Good Burger. A heavy focus on the front line, especially for something like Splat Zones. It certainly makes sense. It seems to check out, but I would think on a map like Anchovy Games, you can certainly use just a little bit more range. It looks like they're going to supplement that with the dually Squelchers, which, I suppose also makes sense. Maybe not range in the traditional sense that maybe we were thinking, however, as Toast is going to take down Yuck and try to extend their lead. Good cap by Azure. Welcome to Good Burger. having a little bit of trouble breaking in on Azure's front, and we saw that in game 1, Jay.
Yeah, and as we're seeing right now, that Toxic Mist is doing a good job of stalling them. But as I say, that Commentator's curse, you know, Slash getting a quick pick there, trying to get any sort of zone control. But 27 points remaining on the board for Azure. This could very well be a knockout in the next 10 seconds. It's insane how fast this game has ended before it could even start.
Welcome to Good Burger has not really been able to challenge the zone much at all, trying to get in and paint as much as possible. And they do, in fact, get a cap, but at the cost of 2 of their ilk. Is 3-2 on the map. Azure is going to look to recap. 12 points on the board. It's going to have to be better than nothing for Welcome to Good Burger, as Azure have 96 points on the board. They're going to look to add to even that total. And yeah, cutting in on that penalty. Welcome to Good Burger having their work cut out for them. They have proven that they are able to get in on the zone. Now the question is, can they do it without suffering the casualties that they did in order to attain those 12 points?
Yeah, you could see there's Outplayed kind of getting stuck in it. As you can see, you know, right now I'm seeing a lot of 2v1s. It's unfortunate because, you know, there are really good players on the side of Welcome to Good Burger. But unfortunately, with the team experience that Azure has, you know, they're able to, you know, recognize where they can easily punish those 2v1s. So, you know, as I say that, Azure just easily knocking it out like it was another day in the park. It just goes to show that, you know, they're so experienced and they know how to punish small mistakes that, unfortunately, once they accumulate, they cost you the game.
Isolate, exploit, and annihilate. A 3-step process made simple by Azure. Mudcup and Toast leading the way, 17 combined splats between them, and that is a KO victory for Azure. And Welcome to Good Burger sent reeling quick after that game number 2. Rainmaker on Snapper Canal looks to be a bit of a change of pace, just because it is not easy to get a knockout on that one. You do have a few roads of ingress and egress, perhaps a chance for Welcome to Good Burger to deploy a few cheeky tactics here and there, but again, with Azure isolating these members into 2v1s and seeming to take a methodical approach to closing down upon objective, Azure is looking as good a defensive team as we have seen in these tournaments so far, Jay Winaldi.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, you know, going into this Rainmaker game, I think they absolutely have what it takes to not only handle their 2v1s, but get them in the position, get Welcome to Good Burger in that position where they can manipulate them and get those 2v1s. So it's a matter of, is Welcome to Good Burger, being a relatively new team/pickup project, are they able to really coordinate a little more and go in more as a team instead of dropping one by one? Because as you're seeing, you know, there's strength in numbers, and Azure is definitely taking advantage of that.
And now here we go. It is time to make it rain on Snapper Canal. Definite potential issues for overflow, but we'll just have to cross that bridge when we get to it, unless that's washed out too. Anyway, game number 3, Mudcup. Yeah, you already know what they're doing. They're going to try to get on that front line. Send is going to stay on the Dually Squelchers, interestingly enough. Maybe preferring that to the Roller, or maybe just wanting to get a little bit of work in on the Dually Squelchers. But, I don't know. It's kind of hard to argue with the results that the Carbon has been picking up thus far. Forge is engaged with Send, but you know what? Send says it's a little tough to argue with that, too. How about getting shot in the face after a couple of rolls? See if you can hit me.
Yeah,
Ooh.
And as you can see, that was a very nice play by Outplayed there. But unfortunately, Rainmaker Barrier just says, no, sir, I'm going to blow you to Timbuktu. 34 points remaining on the side of Azure. They're definitely putting a lot of aggression onto this plat. They want to get it as far as they can, as you can see. But as you see, Splat-Tech fortunately grabbing the Rainmaker as they try to, you know, just get it away from that barrier or the basket the pedestal as quick as they can. But Inkchat says no. Toast is not ready for this game to go on any longer just yet. Toast is here for a vengeance. And as I say that, of course, taken down by the Nautilus with the most drippy shoes in the game, can I just say right now?
you can say whether or not I agree with you is left up to chance now, isn't it? So Forge is going to try to do some work on the Nautilus. They are pretty nice, I'll admit to you. Forge is going to try to do work on this Nautilus, and indeed put it on their hard hat, and with their time card in hand, going to have to splat Pika. And, it's just all part of the job, but then again, Toast coming in with the Splash-O-Matic, you can call that an occupational hazard. 3-2 on the map, and Azure trying to add on to their lead, and indeed doing so right now. They have possession of the Rainmaker, a 66-0 lead at about the halfway mark of this game. Thus far, Good Burger has been holding on to whatever they possibly can, but Send has been very, very patient with their with their defense. Maybe they jumped out a little early in the face of those dapples.
Yeah, for sure. And now this is their opportunity to push. Yuck trying to go in for a flank. No one there, unfortunately, but having the power that dapples do, get that quick explosion. But unfortunately, outranged. That is the biggest issue with the dapples. You know, they have insane splatting power, but their range just holds them back so much. That's why, you know, like I was saying, it's really important to engage with multiple people at a time. Because like you're seeing Forge here, getting taken out 2v1, which granted, there's only one left on the side of Azure being the Rainmaker. They lose it though, which gives them time, you know, reassess the situation, come in one by one, and, you know, try and get some points on the board.
You know, it's funny how similar that problem is to another dually specialist of another kind with Dylan on the Glugas. But yeah, it tends to be, obviously these are different weapons, but kind of the same problems, or they kind of wind up manifesting in the same way, more or less, as eventually Outplayed is going to take down Pika. This team not doing too poorly, all things considered. It's just not showing on the scoreboard just yet. They do have 15 points on the board, 4-3 on the map. This could be the time to take advantage. 4-2. They're going to have to charge in now, and they could be going around on the far left as Outplayed is going to look to deploy that rainstorm just above that upper area, try to take down whomever they possibly can. They're on the dually Squelchers, and now they are in the spawn as they are taken down. Looks like it was the Inkjet, but it turns out it's the Splash-O-Matic that administered the coup de grace. Less than a minute to go. Azure going to set it right back to the middle, it seems. 66-40 is the lead now. Welcome to Good Burger, knocking on the door, and could be trying to kick the door off its hinges if Forge has anything to say about it.
Unfortunately, he gets in a bit of a pincer there with Send and the other member, but you know, it's 3-3 on the board right now. Nice shot by Pika there, getting that essentially a direct on the Rainmaker, giving them pressure. Two down on the side of Welcome to Good Burger, which, you know, this is wow, that was funny. Splash walls be like, but yeah, this is actually good. You know, they're stalling them out with 10 seconds left. You know, they're basically stalling them out, and they're not going to be able to do much unless they can get a cheeky kill right here.
Oh, and it does not look like they will have the personnel to do so. Azure doing whatever they can to assure themselves a victory. 3-0, and they are on the very cusp of it. If Welcome to Good Burger wants to take home this 19th edition of Swim or Sink, they will have to do so in reverse sweep fashion. Toast getting all up in their grills with 18. Pika not far behind with 15. Not a bad game for Welcome to Good Burger on the stat sheet, but it simply did not translate on the scoreboard. Just too well coordinated an initial push by Azure for Welcome to Good Burger to match.
Yeah, I definitely think, like I've been saying, it's been tough for Welcome to Good Burger to make a lot of progress in terms of pushes. I really think they need to start focusing now before it's too late on really coming together as a team, and like I said, not going in one at a time, and really focusing on, like, okay, Yuck is on those dapples. She lacks range. She has the killing power, but she needs people to help support her, because dualies, just in general, you know, you can't really, how do I say it? Like, you should never really dodge roll forward, meaning like kind of like how I want to say it, like taking on someone is not easy when you're by yourself because dualies have that dodge roll lag and whatnot, and especially not having the range. Having someone to back her up, because I know, as you saw in those her KAs, she's more than capable of getting splats, but it's a matter of taking advantage of using your numbers to outplay them and, you know, just make stuff happen. You know, defensive kills don't really mean much if you're not doing anything to push forward and get some points on the board.
So now the question is this. Welcome to Good Burger is going to have to present some range here on New Alpcore Hotel in general, but the mode is Clam Blitz. I would have to think that maybe the dually squelchers are just the way to go if you're already used to them. In fact, Toast is going to break out a Bamboozler. Outplayed is going to stay on the dually squelchers at the very least. And it's going to be Send on the Tri-Slosh, the vanilla try. So going to have a little bit of a double armor comp here for Azure as they try to close this thing out. And sustainability may well be the key in a mode like Clam Blitz, especially if you're trying to stay around the basket. But a good start from Welcome to Good Burger, a dream start as they're going to get a whole team wipe. And this is a push that they desperately need to happen. They're going to get their initial barrier breakage, and now they have to collect as many clams as possible. They're going to have at least 23 points on the board, but just like that, Azure wearing blue appropriately enough, they were on them like white on rice.
Yeah, for sure. You could tell they tried to make a quick little cheeky push there as much as they can, you know, in the time being. Because you know what? At this point in the game, for Welcome to Good Burger, every point counts. They need all the points they can get if they want to even consider getting close to taking this set. But as you can see, I think they're starting to recognize that as 3 down again on the side of Azure. They already have another pity clam spamming this way because they're like, hey guys, we got to push now before it's too late. 68 points remaining, and as I say that, it might be a little too late for them as 3 go down, and that is unfortunately a wipe on the side of Welcome to Good Burger.
Yeah, Azure trying to make this thing happen. 32 points on the board for Welcome to Good Burger. May not be enough to win this thing, but we'll have to see. Azure has been the one kind of setting the pace throughout this thing. We're going to have to see if Send and company are up to the challenge. 3-2 on the map for Welcome to Good Burger. That seems to be oscillating in and out, so I will try not to focus on it too much, but 2 power clams will be the focus for Welcome to Good Burger, and a successful one at that. Gonna take out Pika for good measure, outplayed, using the range of the dually squelchers effectively and getting in the face of their opposition, showing no mercy when they have opponents in their sights. 58 points remaining. That's 42 on the board for Welcome to Good Burger. They're going to add on to it as Outplayed being a nuisance to those around them. And yeah, they're not really able to get in perhaps, but still able to play just a little bit effectively for 4-3 essentially around the basket. Welcome to Good Burger, surprisingly effective in that instance. That's good for a 51-0 lead as it stands.
Yeah, Outplayed there was doing a really good job of applying pressure. I mean, essentially just stalling the other team so that they can so that they could score. And as we see now, Toast trying to make a jump onto the snipe, but unfortunately getting taken out. I believe that was by the Nautilus there, essentially ending that push. I mean, 80 points. That's practically nothing. But as I say that, Send taking down I forget who that was already. Still chilling out in their spawn. 7 clams spamming this way again because they know this is our time to push. I'm going to make this clam, and hopefully now that we have enough clams, we could get some points on the board. And as you see, minute 49 remaining, 64 points left on the board. Azure getting taken out there. That's pretty much the end of the push. Toast trying to keep pressure on the plat, but I think it might be advantageous of him to disengage. Shaq. Why did I say Shaq? I meant to say Slash. Slash, they're calling out that last member there. The armor coming out. This is their chance to really make a push. Outplayed, just really having great awareness right now and getting those splats that they need so that they can keep the pressure on this plat. It's super impressive. But as I say that, getting taken out by those double burst bombs by Send there, sending them, like I said before, back into spawn. A minute remaining. This could be an opportunity for them to push and hopefully get some clams in. But 6 clams, you need 10 to make a power clam, and it doesn't seem like they have one yet. Welcome to Good Burger is doing a good job of holding all these clams, but as we see, look at this map. It's looking pretty green. It looks like they're going to try and make another push there, and they do. 43 points. They've got 10 clams. This is insane. 30 seconds to go. Stu, do you think that Azure has a chance of getting a comeback?
I mean, you can never really count them out with the way that they have been able to jump back on top of things. But that power clam is going to make sure that does not happen. Welcome to Good Burger. They were coiled up and ready to pounce that super jump in with the power clam. That is all you need sometimes. Welcome to Good Burger. They find their way on the board. And Azure, well, yeah, they were trying to keep the pressure on, but they simply could not apply it when they needed to. Forge, again, doing everything that they could and then some with that Nautilus, leading the way with 17 splats. The Dually Squelchers not far behind with 15. And yeah, good individual efforts wound up being the difference for Welcome to Good Burger. And well, I mean, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And certainly so does that of a reverse sweep, as we are going to game number 5. Welcome to Good Burger having to force it in order to survive. Tower control on Starfish main stage, however, Jay, is going to be no easy feat either.
Yeah, but I feel like this is like the first, like you said, the first step. This is like the encouragement that Welcome to Good Burger needs to really, get that hope. Like, okay, maybe we could take this. Like we did it once, we could do it. What's 2, 3 more times? We could do it. I mean, the Cavs did it in 2016. Shout outs to Cleveland over here. But it's 100% possible. Hey now, watch it, okay? Watch it. They have, like I was saying, they're all very good, talented players. It's just a matter of them really coordinating. And that Clam Blitz game was a good example of what they can do if they have if they get that experience that they need. I'm really excited to see this game because I don't know. I love reverse sweeps. I love the drama. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing quite like a bit of drama in these things. You talk about reverse sweeps. Well, hey, my very own Philadelphia Flyers did that all the way back in 2010. So definitely have an appreciation for that. Coming back against the Boston Bruins by 3-0 to win the series 4-3. You already know the deal. Shouts to Simone Gagne. But yeah, it's always fun to watch it. Maybe it happens a little bit more commonly in Splatoon, but doesn't make it any less special when it happens. It's always a testament to the willpower and tenacity of a team, and certainly nothing different here. Welcome to Good Burger are going to have to make it happen, but Azure is going to make them earn it. And frankly, it's going to be a tough task for them as Forge right back onto the Luna Blaster, interestingly enough. And gonna try to make this happen against Mudcup. But yeah, Azure in purple are going to make this a tall task indeed, as they are controlling much of the map. Mudcup riding that tower, not exactly where you want to be as the junior, but then again, it's not like they're suffering all that much, it seems.
Yeah, well, I will say I gotta kind of disagree with you there. Junior in this case is basically just the armor farmer, what I like to say, because they could just hop on tower and their armor is just so easy to get, especially if you're running any. Well, there you go, nice little wipe there. If you get enough special charge, they could just hop on there. If sometimes they run double splat bomb if they're running enough sub saber, so it's definitely advantageous for the support player to stay on the tower in this situation. But as you see, Yuck kind of sharking here, waiting to make a push, punishing Mudcup there, who was trying to paint up their plat, trying to go for another kill. Yuck over here, not sure if she could get that kill. Trying to, do we have an Among Us reference on that wall right there? Yuck trying to get some splats here, trying to get this Blobobber out. Does, but she is the only one left, so she might have to either, keep the pressure or back it up a little bit.
And I mean, it is so hard to back it up when you have, well, especially when you're in this situation, you have a little bit of urgency on your tail. Yuck, gonna try to make this happen. Does take out Send, and again, yeah, having that carbon roller off the board is going to be so important. But again, it's a team effort that's accentuated by an individual one. That tends to be the calling card for Azure, and Toast certainly going to try to be one of the things that makes this machine tick right along. You know, you're not just another gear in the system, you're certainly an important part of the team. And yeah, with 3-2 on the map, one just spawning back in for Welcome to Good Burger, seems to be going along pretty swimmingly. However, Welcome to Good Burger, they only just now relinquished control of the tower, and Yuck is going to try to get this riding back in, and they will take the lead by getting to the second checkpoint and indeed clearing it. Now all the way into the pit they will go, and this is dangerous territory, but they're making the most of it. 3-3 on the map, and they are not done yet. They just have not been able to get the shots in on them, and finally, Azure able to garner control of the tower. 4-1 on the map for the gents in blue, you would seem, but wow, not without ceding 84 points. And Jay Winaldi, we have seen far less than that win on this map, while Azure have their work cut out for them for certain.
Yeah, I really loved what Yuck was doing there. I mean, watching her game. Whoa, carbon roller.
My.
Jeez, out of nowhere, sir, calm down. It's just a game. You don't have to be so angry. But like I was saying, I loved how Yuck was playing there. The thing about her gameplay is that she's able to, you know, sometimes put her in those risky situations, and like you saw, she got like at least 4 or 5 people as a result of her push, allowing them to get to 84 remaining. Super impressive. So now, I mean, this is the moment with almost a minute left to go. This is the time where Azure needs to, you know, get that pressure, take out these people. But I mean, as you're seeing right now, the map is green. They have to push now before it's too late.
Azure right now, I mean, they did well to get those 56 points of damage, and yeah, with that, oh my, but that is a lot of green, and Forge helping to make it so, because yeah, there's not a whole lot of purple bodies to take that green away. Forge is just going to charge right into the pit, try to extend this lead. They will take out Send. Good 1v1 right in the middle of that pit. And now it's Pika going to try to dominate from the higher ground. Eventually, those Dapples will go down. Pika has not been able to get back onto the tower. Splatek has been moving around on the tower and did well to bury the tower deep in opposing territory. Outplayed is going to be chased off of the stage. And yeah, it's only a matter of time. If you are a bad enough act, you're going to get hit by a tomato. Certainly, the Splat Bomb is going to be no exception. Now, Azure, they have a chance to finish this off if they are able to ride the tower all the way down into that pit and make this happen. However, Forge is going to take down Toast. And Forge, oh my gosh, the effort that they have put in on this Luna Blaster. We questioned that pick in game number 1. They look to make fools of us here in this one. That looks to be a complete wipe, and Welcome to Good Burger are going to make it happen on Starfish main stage. They're keeping the dream alive, and all of a sudden, Jess, you hear the footsteps creeping up behind Azure. It's 2-3.
Look, I'm super excited. Oh my god. 79 splats on the side of Welcome to Good Burger. That's insane. I can't even, literally, like, they understand, like, if in order for us to win, you know, Azure, as aggressive as they are, they need, Welcome to Good Burger needs to make sure that they get those splats. And as you can see, that just means that, you know, they were approached by Azure, you know, 79, 80 times, and they were able to take advantage of those situations every single time. And as we go into Black Belly Skate Park Rainmaker, I'm really excited to see if Welcome to Good Burger can maybe take this one all the way home. I don't know. They're looking pretty nice right now.
Okay, well, we always saw that the individual stats were there for Welcome to Good Burger that could potentially translate out to victory. It's just that the coordination simply was not for a little bit. And now, as we are approaching Rainmaker at Black Belly Skate Park, we have seen Azure roll teams straight down through that optimal path many times before. It's a matter of how Welcome to Good Burger can kind of stave off the storm. It is not going to be an easy task ahead of them. But it makes you wonder, perhaps a key to victory lying in those individual efforts. 2 individuals on tower control getting 20 splats apiece. That is That's a rare sight.
Yeah, that's definitely not something you see. I mean, maybe you'll see like one person getting that really good pop off, but two people and then still like another member getting 10 splats is still nothing to be, unimpressed by. It's still very impressive. So with Rainmaker being a less of a kill oriented mode, I'm wondering to see if Welcome to Good Burger can really focus on supporting that Rainmaker as they try to take it to the pedestal.
Well, it's going to be Azure looking to take a pedestal for themselves. They're going to have to stop this potential disaster on their hands. And we're going to take a look at these compositions. Forge is going to man the Nautilus this time around. Outplayed, staying on the Dually Squelchers. Gotta love a team with a little bit of versatility. But Azure staying with their guns and definitely admirable. Mudcup going to try to make quick work of this. Maybe extending out a little bit too far as the Nautilus has the range and certainly the tracking ability to take them down. But a quick 24 points on the board, you kind of have to like the message that sends. Azure showing that they are not afraid to apply pressure early on, though Welcome to Good Burger survives that quick first test.
As you see right there was a nice little suction bomb that took out someone because of that splash wall. Forge coming in here getting a couple picks, but getting punished. 2v2 situation, 2v3, I'm sorry, on the side of Welcome to Good Burger. They kind of have a little bit of the advantage here. They're starting to make a push. Outplayed, maybe popping his range soon to kind of push them back a little bit. Trying to go for this Bloblobber and push them back along with the Rainmaker. Gets taken down. This is their chance to push. 3 down on the side of them. It looks like they're going to have to, rotate right a little bit to get some points. But I'm kind of confused as to why they're not pushing up. They have the man advantage, but I think they might be stalling a little too long. But as I say that, 3 down on the side. Here they go. They know. Spamming this way, trying to get the blob out. They do take the lead with 45 points on the board. But unfortunately, 3 go down. And this is... but as I say that, yuck. Trying to get those extra cheeky points in there. That was really nice by her. But as you can see, they're all saying booyah because, they stalled it and got it all the way down to 39. So that's pretty cool.
That is beautiful. That would translate to 61 points at the end of this one. And now that initial push by Azure has been answered back. Welcome to Good Burger, playing with all the confidence they can possibly muster. Gonna fall victim to the Splat Bomb, well placed by Splat Tech. And now we're seeing the Dually Squelchers of Outplayed as they have been keeping range and annoying their opposition pretty much for the entirety of this set, one way or another. So key in that one push that we saw from them on, if you remember, on New Albacore Hotel, Clam Blitz. And this is 49 points now. They are not able to get the lead. A double by Splat Tech comes in just in time, but it's 3-1 on the map. Welcome to Good Burger are going to push this out. That will end the push of Azure. Just over 2 minutes remaining, and Azure knocking on the door, but not quite able to kick them down.
Yeah, and you really gotta give it to that Toxic Mist. You don't really see it a lot in comp, but it's so interesting how it's crazy how really truly effective Toxic Mist is in Splatoon, and I'm surprised
Toxic Mist, you got it.
Yeah, my words are failing me right now because these games are just so intense. It's just crazy how
I agree.
Yeah, I mean it's so viable in Rainmaker, and I hope we see it more. But as I say that, that was almost a push, and it seems like
just in the nick of time, that stop comes through. Forge is able to get a double, and beautiful work by the Nautilus to close that out, and Azure are looking dangerous as ever. But what stops from Welcome to Good Burger? This is a steely effort by them. They have been tested time and time again here. Send is going to go down to that Rainmaker and gets toast as well. Forge putting their body on the line, drawing out the fire. But Welcome to Good Burger is content to just kind of keep the Rainmaker there. That is until, of course, they realize they're going up against the Bloblobber, and they can just kind of dump bubbles of fury upon them. If I ever say bubbles of fury again, Jay, please call me out on it. But nevertheless, Pika with that Rainmaker trying to drive through, looking for any means that they can to attain victory for their team, trying to not make this go to a Game 7. They do avoid the Splat Bomb that time. They're moving around, but not able to get up to the side. Splat Tech yet again with a clutch stop. They have not been able to get through this defense of Welcome to Good Burger, who are holding strong even still, Jay.
Yeah, it's really going to be up to Slash to counter this Bloblobber, because it's very, well, as I say that, fortunately they were able to make the Rainmaker reset, but that being said, the map is looking pretty yellow right now, which means, they have the advantage to make that push. And as I say that, 5 seconds remaining, 3 down on each side. Mudcup trying to get in, but getting hit by this Toxic Mist. Bombs are being thrown out everywhere as we finally get into overtime. I just don't know, like, they're pinned, they gotta get like 1 or 2 picks so they could push up.
They got one on the dualies and they have the Nautilus. Are they there?
Wow.
No, not quite yet. They run into the bomb. How clutch have Welcome to Good Burger be on defense, and that staunchness that we have come to know Azure for being matched by Welcome to Good Burger. This is going the distance, Jay.
Crap. Oh my
20
God.
splats by Splat Tech, so many clutch kills, approaching the goal with those splat bombs, able to shut the door on Azure. And I mean, 19 following up by the next competitor down. They have definitely earned their spots on the kill feed, and now all of a sudden, all the momentum in the world on the side of Welcome to Good Burger. It will all be settled on Macomart in splat zones.
Yeah, I think it's cool that it's like the most neutral pick, the most neutral map mode combination in the game. So it'll be nice to see like a good, fair, balanced map, and it'll be cool to see how each team approaches such a neutral map. Definitely, I feel like we're gonna see the Tri-Slosher for sure. We'll see. I feel like it will definitely take advantage. Have the advantage, over the Dapples. So that matchup might be a little difficult to, might be interesting to watch. But I think, Slash switching over to those dually squelchers for the remaining of the game, for the remaining of the set, has been really important because they've really been backing up and applying the correct and like really good pressure to the enemy team. So look, I'm so excited. I'm totally rooting for this reverse sweep here because, I don't know. I love it. I love the hype.
And with this, it will all be settled. These two teams, with 6 games worth of absolute battles, Azure versus Welcome to Good Burger, it's all ending right here, right now. One of these two teams may well score the knockout, but Macomart, it's not easy to lock out your oppositions unless, of course, you control those all-important stacks. And Splat Tech are going to go right on the offensive, going to take down Toast. 3-2 on the map,
Wow.
Going to take down Mudcup as well. That's a trade that they will take every time. Though, Azure, with just a little bit of range, perhaps, they're able to try to get control of this zone, but they're going to need to get in just a little more up close and personal if they want to get a decisive advantage. They're going to take down Forge, Will Pika. But yeah, this cannot be a solo effort by the Bloblobber. They're going to need to have all cylinders firing if they want to make this victory happen.
Yeah, and as you say that, they were able to get a full wipe on Welcome to Good Burger and taking the lead as a result of it. You can see the Ink Armor coming out on the side of Welcome to Good Burger as they want to make a push, trying to get this Inkjet down as they pop armor and start to make their counter push. One going down on the side of Azure, the Carbon Roller goes down. Bombs coming out, taking down. That was a very nice play by Outplayed there as they cap the zone again and try to, get this blob in an uncomfortable situation. Does get taken out, but as you see, Outplayed here kind of rotating to the right because Yuck called him out. Very nice play by Outplayed there. It didn't look like he was going to get that shot, but lucky enough to get it.
I mean, the map knowledge being displayed by Welcome to Good Burger, nothing short of impressive. Pika is going to go down before they can even employ that Bloblobber. Welcome to Good Burger going to take the lead, and they're the first ones down halfway past the mark. They have 60 points on the board. They're looking for the KO. However, Azure going to come back with a vengeance. 2 specials online. Blobs are going to use theirs, it looks like. Yuck is going to try to get a flank in, try to take care of this blob. this problematic block that Pika has been using to pulverize opposition throughout tonight. They will in fact do so, and they will recap. 45 points on the board for Azure, but that is not going to be enough as Toast goes down to these dualies. Yuck has been doing some incredible work on the front line, and they do not look to be done.
Yeah, man, I don't know how Dually Squelcher, I don't know how Dapples do it. I mean, you just have to be so aggressive to get in people's face, because like I keep saying, they literally have no range. So they have to put themselves in those cheeky situations, and as you see, trying to take some out, but unfortunately getting down by the Blobber, but still, Welcome to Good Burger is still able to maintain the zone, getting a nice pick on Toast as, they realize, we're kind of in the home stretch here. Booyah's being thrown out. This could, I mean, it's too early to tell now, but, I mean, it's looking pretty good for Welcome to Good Burger.
Slash right now with a pair of Velvet Revolvers doing a lot of work and from quite a bit of range. Is going to be Pika that has to challenge them. However, Inkjet going to take to the skies. 4-1 on the map. This is Azure that are going to need to get this lockout. Less than 2 minutes remaining, and Pika just throwing bubbles up there like their life depends on it. You better believe that they want this victory. They have worked far too hard. I mean, how many last games have we seen Azure go to? I mean, to fall short at this time would be absolutely agonizing. They are going to try to paint the zone with these bombs. The suction bomb rush, as effective a zoning tool as anything. And now, welcome to Good Burger. Well, the onus is on them to prove that they can take this zone back over and maybe add on to the penalty, and indeed they will. 3-2 on the map. And Azure, well, this could well be their time as Sen gets knocked out by Slash.
That's so amazing. 10 points left on their penalty. As a minute left in the game, Azure is desperately looking for a way to get into this zone. The Inkjet coming out, trying to push people back. The suction bomb launcher. They are so close to getting a cap. But Welcome to Good Burger is letting them know, listen, we are here to try and take this KO. We are going to do whatever it takes.
Oh, but they're not going to be able to do it. Recapped by Azure with 40 seconds to go. Mudcup is going to have to man this stack like they own it. And you better believe that is the exact attitude that you have to have when up on there. But they're going to have to vacate as those splat bombs get up there just a little bit too easily. If you come up against that thing, generally speaking, you're going to lose. However, 4-2 on the map. Azure looking to count things down. They are down past 20, and they are still contesting. 10 seconds to go. That takes down Forge. What a huge KA by Mudcup, but the splat bombs are going to come in. It's a mad scramble on the zone. Are they able to hold it? Wow. They will not. Welcome to Good Burger completes the reverse sweep. 4-3. They're eating good tonight. 96-90, the final score. What a comeback in Grads to take swim or sink 19.
That's insane. They were really, you could tell, Welcome to Good Burger, they were definitely struggling in the first couple games, trying to get their footing, knowing, we need to win these next games in a row in order to do it. And, it just goes to show you the beauty of teamwork, knowing, these are our flaws, this is what we're messing up, and this is how we need to fix it. We need to fix it now or there's literally no chance. And fortunately for them, they come out on top and with flying colors. It was beautiful to see how quickly they were able to adapt and conquer. I love it.
What an amazing effort by all the teams involved, and that is a rough go of it. If you are Azure, they came so close to making that thing happen, but what a holdout by Welcome to Good Burger. So many times they had the opportunity to break under pressure. They did not do it. I mean, that was a valiant effort by Azure, and they did everything that they could to possibly win, but I mean, what valiance and what strength, what grace under pressure by this pickup, consisting of some very, very talented players. Splattech, Nue, Forge, and Fantafiz doing some amazing work, and of course Slash on those dualies at the very end. I mean, doing everything that they possibly could to annoy and in some cases taking opposition out. Well, it was definitely some individual efforts that stood out to me at the very least. But I wanted to know what made the difference in your mind, Jay.
Like I was saying before, I really think it's Welcome to Good Burger's ability to adapt. It's one thing to just try and get kills and think that that's how you win the game. But as most of us know, I mean, you could play a game of Rainmaker and get zero splats on the board. I think they knew, like I said, they knew they were down. They knew that they had to, they have to be more aggressive, and they had to support each other in a different kind of way. And I think, like you saw at the end of the game, they got a lot of splats. Or at the end of the day, Forge and Yuck were getting a lot of splats, but that's because you had their other teammates backing them up. So like I said, I think it's just their ability to adapt and their teamwork was so important for them to get, which was essentially a reverse sweep.
So now that's going to be it. What an effort by all the teams involved. Welcome to Good Burger winning that whole thing. And yeah, a great second place finish by Azure, but you got to believe that they wanted just a little bit more from this one. That's going to do it from us. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to tune in for Low Ink this coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 20th and the 21st, where all the best teams that have not won yet are going to get this done. 9 Whole Grains is rating at the very end. Unbelievable, 9. Wow. Yeah, you just missed a heck of a set. While you were watching a great content creator in 9 Whole Gains, and frankly, you've seen how jacked he is. It's 9 Whole Gains. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And while you were watching 9 Whole Grains, you just missed one of the craziest sets you'll ever see in this game. Who needs Splatoon 3 when you have hype like this game? So that is going to do it for us. Jay Winaldi, give a shout out to the people.
Yo, shout out to those that are hyped for Splatoon 3. Listen, I was screaming. Like, the amount of screaming that was coming out of my mouth was insane. But listen, I just had such a great time tonight. Shameless plug here, twitch.tv/JWinaldi. You can find me on Twitter @JWinaldi as well. Stu, it's been an honor. I don't know. I got nothing else to say. I mean, I literally got what I wanted out of this set. So I'm straight happy. I'm chilling. I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, I am as well. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter @StuTheAnnouncer, and that is my Twitch as well. Might be doing some personal streams over the weekend. You never know. But either way, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Remember, this community is more than just defined by a corporation. No matter what the game, no matter what the scene, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're you. And it's time we do a little bit more to free Splatoon. So thanks for joining us. We love you. And until we meet again, happy splatting. Good night from IPL.